rodders, guys with hot rods, and girls who love them. Coming. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day. It's the funny man, Howard Stern. Howard Stern and his Funny Show. Soul-crushing, music-ignoring Funny Show. All talk, no taste, right now. The nitro-burning, payment-ripping, tire-scorching, fart-blasting, bra-burning, smegma-scraping, uvula-pushing Funny Man is coming. The wildest, the fastest, the slickest is on his way to a radio near you and taking on a grease penis morning zoo weenie and those pecker.
Gone 10 years.
How much money you want to pay me? How much you want to bet I could seduce your wife?
There's an image of a film I just saw of a guy hanging, being lynched from a bridge. That's what.
Leave those skivvy-staining, butt-picking jerk stains in the dust. Stand back, you inbred goat-humping, Lucy-loving, merkin-wearing morning mistakes of genetic engineering. It's the Stern Show, and it's here.
All right, good morning, everybody. 92.3. Yeah. K-Rock YSP. JFK, Los Angeles, Baltimore. Cleveland, Texas. We're out in Dallas now. We're all over the place. I got my Dallas phone lines in. Got my Cleveland line in. So much to talk about. Oh, man, what a night we had last night. Oh, I got to just back up and tell you guys everything. It's been something. I'm sick as a dog from that MTV stuff, man. Whew. You hear what happened to the guys, Robin?
No.
Guess what time the guys' plane got in?
What time?
2:30 in the morning. They were in Buffalo all night.
You're kidding. Thank God we were on the plane.
Robin, God was with us last night. Good thing we got to the airport early.
Yeah, what time did they get there?
What time did you get to the airport? You guys must have just missed the 10 o'clock.
Actually, yeah, because we got there about quarter of.
Yeah, we were already taxiing out.
Right.
And I'll tell you something. As it was, we were 2 hours delayed.
Right. We heard that you guys were like sitting in the plane.
I heard you guys were coming in at 9:30.
We were.
You gotta understand something.
Getting pushed up.
And I got a real bad sore throat and everything. If I had been on until 2:30, I would have, Robin, I would have taken your hands, wrapped around my neck, and made you choke the life out of me. Because I'm sick as a dog as it is. I would have been dead. I would have been dead.
I can't imagine what they must feel like. I know how I feel.
A whole bunch of screwy things happened.
Can I just say one thing, Howard?
Yeah.
You got to understand something. When you said that we didn't get on that earlier plane,
yeah.
You know, without you, all the cloud is gone.
I know.
You know, we walk up and they don't go, oh, look who's here, get on the earlier plane.
I know.
We become less than civilians because of the way we look.
Right, I know. Yeah, you guys are trying to convince American Airlines that you're big shots.
Right. Especially John.
Yeah. No, you guys don't understand. We're with Howard. The big goofy guy, Fart Man.
I don't think so.
I walked through the streets of Los Angeles. Well, I walked around the airport.
Airport, we didn't see a street.
Everyone was screaming, Fart Man. Hey, the reviews were good.
Yeah.
Basically, they're all saying I stole the show, except for that jackass in news and Daily News.
What did he say?
He said, you know me, I only fixate on the one bad one.
Right.
Which really pissed me off because everyone I spoke to said I stole the show. You know, I basically knew that, too. I mean, there was nothing going on at the MTV Awards. Let's face it. You know, Dana Carvey wasn't that exciting. Eddie Murphy comes out, doesn't do anything. I come out, my ass is sticking out. But this is the same guy in the Daily News who says my radio show is desperately unfunny, my TV show was desperately unfunny, and now my MTV appearance was desperately unfunny.
Who is this?
Jim Farber.
Oh.
You know, he's just a dick. You know, Jim Farber's such a successful guy. But, you know, he's always knocking me. Yeah. He always has to piss on my parade.
He lives to knock.
Yeah, hold on, I'll find it for you here. He says, and it's, you know, MTV roasts politics at award show. I didn't get that vibe, did you?
I don't know. I didn't see a lot of political stuff there.
You know what it was? His opening, I think Dana Carvey's opening 2-minute speech was as Bush.
Oh, I see.
With the flag. Remember the opening set was the flag in back? We all missed that.
In fact, the show as a whole was less nose-thumbing than in days past. No topper to Prince in his see-through rear pants like last year. Howard Stern resorted to ripping it off with a similar outfit. like that was my real outfit. What a jackass. Jim Farber really getting the joke.
Is he out of his mind?
Yeah, that was, I had that specially designed for me so that I could look like Prince.
Right, you were ripping off Prince. You sang and you danced.
Yeah. I don't think showing that part of my anatomy was really that attractive. Howard Stern resorted to ripping it off with a similar outfit for his desperately unfunny Fartman character. But that's, I'm desperately unfunny every day, but I've got a 9.1 share in New York.
Got Jim to talk about it.
Yeah. But all the TV shows and everyone I spoke to basically said, I was all shook up from flying. I got to be honest with you, man. That was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. I can think of no worse sensation than being up high, suspended from two wires, and then...
We were 20,000 feet over New York yesterday, and he said, Robin, it looked just like this.
It did. I swear it did. I might as well have been up in a plane, hanging from a wire. There's so much to talk about. I don't know where to begin. You know what? You know where we'll begin? We got to begin at the beginning.
All right.
So
That's a good place.
Let me take a break, and then we'll start. We'll take some phone calls. We've yet to talk to someone from Dallas. Now we got all the phone lines in and everything. So
that would be nice.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I can't imagine what their reaction to us is.
Yeah, because now they've seen Fartman and everything.
Yeah, I know. There's so much stuff they haven't seen that. Like maybe next week we'll do a little kind of introduction to ourselves. We'll play some old bits from for Cleveland and Dallas.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll take a break, and then we'll come right back and start the show right after these words.
The classic rock station is 92.3 K-Rock.
Anyway, King of all VCRs taped every newscast and report about my appearance as Fartman.
Good. I would love to hear all that.
I know I sounded a little bit down after I did the MTV show, but you got to understand something. We had been going all morning. We got up at around 6 o'clock in the morning. I went over, I had a rehearsal at MTV at 9 in the morning.
Flew 3 or 4 flights.
And I looked up, and they said to me, okay, we're going to put you... I thought I was going to be flying across the stage, like 3 feet off the stage. I thought they were going to, you remember at Fox when they had me on the wires,
right,
and I was flying at Fox Television?
To give people an idea, you know how people walk in from the sides of the stage? Howard thought he'd be 2 or 3 feet off the ground at the side of the stage.
Yeah, that's how I thought I was going to fly in. Didn't you, Jackie?
Yeah, so just to give the impression that you were floating in.
Right. That's all I thought it was going to be.
Above the average head.
Yeah,
that's not a good effect.
No. I had no idea that they were going to put me up above the lighting rig. I was 30 feet in the air. The guy told me I was up 30 feet, and I figured he was lying. I think I was up 40.
Nah, it wasn't that high in there.
Yeah, you go up there. You tell me how high it is. They pulled me up on these wires, and at first I turned to Robin and I said, I'm not going up. I'm not flying in. I mean, suddenly I'm in the circus.
Oh, he was trying to get to the door. We had to hold him.
Yeah, I'm not Mark and Brian looking to do stunts, It's not my deal. Suddenly I'm in the circus.
Yeah. You're one of the...
Yeah, I'm a circus performer.
Flying, what was that?
The flying Walendas. Yeah, I'm a flying Walenda. So, I know I was, flipping out over that, but I said it's going to look really cool if I could master this thing. And then after, my third try at it, I was starting... the first time I crashed into the podium. Some guy was videotaping me in rehearsal. That must have been a better thing to look at.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was even funnier. What is it, Gary?
I was just listening to this other guy on this line playing me a tape of all the celebrities' reaction.
Yeah.
You may be a star in the papers, but you're...
Not with them.
Not with the celebrities. Not with... Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, but they're all...
they all have this...
Me and Robin were talking about it on the plane ride home. We said, it's really weird when you go to the MTV Awards. The reason I was, bumming out, it's everybody there is trying so hard to be cool.
Yeah.
And all the black performers are on one side, all the white performers are on the other side. And everyone, all of these rock and roll performers and Eddie Murphy and all these dudes who show up at these award shows, they're all excited to be there. But they go out of their way to look like they're not excited,
right,
like this is no big deal.
Burden.
And everybody is burdened, and they're all, but meanwhile, I know they're all excited because they want to see other celebrities and stuff.
And then they can't talk to each other once they get there.
Yeah, once they get there, it's like everyone trying to out-cool each other and stuff, like that idiot in his underpants from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
It was funny. He showed up in a pair of shorts and a pair of, Doc Martens, and he had on one of those Russian ski hats.
Yeah.
And big wraparound glasses.
Yeah.
And he walked in, and, the whole band's around him, and they just, walk in and sort of... Oh, there's a dude from Metallica. Go talk to them, but you can't go talk to these guys because you don't know them.
And then we had trailers backstage, and all the black guys were on one side, and it was really weird. And then if you were white and you walked through with a black pile of people, they start laughing at you and stuff. It was really weird. Hey, raise the lights a little bit because I'm really going crazy.
I said it was like being back in high school again.
Keep raising them. Higher. That's it. Yeah. It's just
With
like
all the lines of demarcation.
Yeah, it
you
was
don't
really-
go there. This group is over here.
Yeah, it was like high school because when I was in high school, my mom drove us in a carpool. And I remember I moved to Rockville Center. My parents moved to Rockville Center from Roosevelt, which was an all-black neighborhood, and now I was in a white neighborhood. And all the white dudes in the carpool would get in the morning, and they wouldn't say hello to my mother or me. They would just walk in, sit down, and not say anything.
Yeah, just use you.
Yeah, because they were just trying to be cool, you know?
Right.
And I just said, this whole town sucks. I mean, just everybody sucks. High school sucked. I hated high school because everyone was like that. And this is what the MTV Awards were like. It was just like, it was like really weird. You know, I caught some heavy vibe back there from some of those celebrities. And, you know, the guy from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, no offense, but nobody even knows him.
Please.
You know? I mean, he's completely...
Oh, yeah, like what he did was so tasteful.
Yeah, like
You're
he's
right.
a great performer. You know?
Even Cindy Crawford was making fun of your ass.
Oh, yeah?
Well, she can.
And you got her to say ass like 5 times.
Yeah, but let's be honest. I mean, I'm a pretty... why do I have to do that? I did it to get people to laugh. I mean, you know, what is she pointing out? That I have a bad ass? Obviously, that's why I cut away the costume, not because I had a good ass.
I think there are a few people who really think that you did that thinking that you had a great body.
Yeah, oh, yeah, well.
Well, because they're too stupid to get the joke.
Yeah, right. But I was generally pleased. I mean, the consensus backstage was that, you know, I stole the show, so that was good. I mean, when I came flying in like that and then blew up the podium and then it got Luke Perry to start squeezing my ass and then I got that girl in the audience to start squeezing my ass. But then the worst part was when I flew off stage, my wires got tangled. And all day they said to me, they promised me and assured me that I would not get my wires tangled. And if I did get my wires tangled, that while I was presenting, a guy would come out and unhook me and then just straighten them out for me. But, of course, I knew they wouldn't do that.
Of course.
It didn't happen until the last second, though. That didn't happen until those guys dragged you away because they took.
No, that's not when I got tangled. I got tangled because when I was up there, I was only supposed to turn to my right. But you know me. I'm up there performing. I'm not going to just turn to my right. I can't think what's my right, what's my left. I'm just up there, you know, showing my ass to the crowd.
I thought there was a lot of movement up on stage.
No, but I don't think you're right because I was paying attention to that really close from where I was. I could see.
Yeah.
And with all the turning, I noticed that your wires were straight. And at the last minute, they grabbed you to kind of drag you off. And you turned. I don't know which was left or right, but the way you turned was the opposite way from when you were supposed to.
No, I'm telling you, I know when I got tangled, and it was during the during the podium stuff. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. I was there. I mean, it was happening, and I knew I was tangled. And then I figured they didn't want me to lift off because I was tangled, and I started walking off. And then all of a sudden, the guy started pulling me up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm as high as I can be in the ceiling. The wires start just wrapping around themselves.
Oh, God.
And my fingers caught in the wire, and I'm going, oh, no. And then my neck started getting wrapped up in the wire, and I go, I'm going to die up here. It's going to twist. Then I land, and one of the dudes says to me, oh, good thing we got you down. If the wires twist up like this, they can snap. Oh, that would have been great. I would have died for the stupid MTV Awards.
Then nobody would have said anything bad about you.
No.
He gave his all for show business.
Yeah, he certainly was. He was an all-out. You got tape of who?
I've got tape of the Chili Peppers, Dennis Leary, Cindy Crawford, Dana Carvey, and Sammy Hagar. Then I also have you on the MTV Europe interview.
Yeah.
Where the guy was kicking you in the butt.
Yeah, that guy from the...
jerk. What a jerk he is.
Yeah, what was that guy's story?
I don't know.
That was the guy from Metallica. What a load. Another load. I mean, Metallica, what is that? Those guys suck. I mean, they really do suck, Metallica.
Well, we discussed that whole thing of, you know, he was out there to make a political statement about how long and hard they had to work to get there.
Yeah, who
Hey,
cares?
man, I've been waiting 28 years to open one of these envelopes. How old is he?
Yeah. Waiting 28 in dog years.
What, since the day he was born, he's been waiting to open that envelope?
Yeah, I don't know. Those guys were real stupid. I just hated being there.
The big rap with the guys from Metallica is now they've been winning a lot of awards.
Yeah.
So
now they're bitter because they didn't get awards when they were 15.
Well, that's the whole thing. Man, you know, because they said this in the press room.
Yeah.
Man, you know that these awards have come a long way if they give one to Metallica. And they said the same thing. I think they got a Grammy.
Yeah.
But they're like, you know, the whole thing is how far they've come and how they haven't sold out.
Yeah, who cares? They have sold out.
And they tend to carry on a lot.
What do you mean how they haven't sold out? Of course they've sold out. How can you help but sell out? What's wrong with selling out? If you're a successful commercial success, that's fine. What do you mean sell out? Who do they have to sell out to?
Well,
Don't they want to sell records?
All these bands, they all think they're in like some kind of war with the establishment. You know, they haven't sold out. Like how could they possibly sell out? What haven't they done?
Well, their whole rap is that we've done whatever we wanted to do,
Yeah,
and,
well,
if
of
you
course.
and if you guys want to buy the records, that's fine. But if you don't, we're still going to do what we want to do.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Aren't they on a record company?
Yeah.
Right.
And if they, I mean, that's what any group does. Everybody does what they want to do. What do you? Oh, you mean there's some guy who's going to tell you what to do?
If you want to do what he says, then you do it.
Right.
Still your choice.
You're still doing what you want to do. That whole scene backstage at MTV was just so annoying. I can't tell you how disgusting. I'm so glad to be back in New York. I couldn't handle it. I mean, they're all such dickheads. And Eddie Murphy, I get there, right? So someone from MTV wants to interview me, so they have a camera set up. Eddie Murphy comes in, and he just walks in front of the camera with like 9 black guys, big burly black guys.
Did you see it was like a parting of the...
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, hey, man, what, you're so good. As a matter of fact, I think I got a more promising movie career than you do. And like he walks by, oh, hi, Howard. Oh, hi, Howard. Oh, hey, Eddie, how you doing? And then, he like walks by right in front of the camera like it's important that he get in without anybody seeing
Right,
him.
and he can't stop to talk to anybody. You know, God forbid that MTV get any publicity.
Yeah, and his
on
head
his
was
name.
his head was greasier than Jerry Lewis's. He's the new Jerry Lewis. I'm telling you, Eddie Murphy is Jerry Lewis. I mean, he's so full of himself. He gets up there at the MTV Awards and doesn't say a thing. I don't know. It just seemed very lifeless. And the general consensus was when I came out, it started getting fun. But,
For a brief moment.
yeah, all right, let me hear what the other little stupid celebrities had to say.
Okay.
But you know why they couldn't handle it? Because I was creating more of a sensation than they were. Cindy Crawford, is that her name?
Cindy, yes.
Yeah, Cindy Crawford was busy posing for anybody she could get her hands on. She's so desperate for attention.
And doing those pitiful little interviews of her.
Yeah, what does she do except stand there and look good? Little bitch queen.
Well, that's what they're all upset is, you know, you came out and you stole the thunder, where they usually just have to be there to get all the attention.
Yeah. Jerks. A whole lot of them. I hate them.
You're making them look bad.
Yeah, I guess.
You
I don't
can
know.
ruin their awards.
All right, let me hear it.
Okay, you're not going to be able to hear the questionnaire or the questioner, but the question obviously is, what do you think of Howard Stern? And they asked it to everybody who came up to the podium. So here's Anthony from Chili Peppers.
Yeah, and why do you think they were asking that question?
Because you're the only one who did anything of interest.
Yeah, I know.
So here we go.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It's coming up.
All right.
I was more impressed by other things this evening.
Somebody shouted out, like his hair. And that was
That
all.
sounded like a positive statement. Who is that guy? The lead
From
singer?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, of course. That's the guy who last time we were in Los Angeles or did the Grammys broadcast, he came on our show.
Yeah.
And was only looking for attention because
Begging.
he couldn't sell a record. Little creep. That he doesn't tell you.
Begging for somebody to talk to him.
Yeah, now he's a big man. He sold a couple of albums. He can kiss my ass. I was more impressed with other things. Like what? Like those bad tattoos you have on your arm? What is that, like an Inca tribe thing on his arm? That's the new thing with the tattoos. Like the guy had his whole arm done.
Oh, yeah, it's just a thing to get sloppy tattoos put all over your body.
That guy's a dick.
Haphazardly.
Who else? I mean, I know that guy. And I'll tell you something, when he's not selling records, he's a lot more humble.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, whenever they want something from you, they're humble. What else you got?
Up next is Dennis Leary and Cindy Crawford.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Dennis Leary. I don't even...
Who is Dennis Leary?
I don't know. Jackie
That
knows
was
him.
the question of the night.
Jackie says he's some bad stand-up comic.
I think he's trying to pull off a Dice Clay thing.
Yeah,
A really
he's
bad
Yeah,
one.
with the cigarette and the whole thing.
He's trying to be Dice.
Here we go.
All right.
Was it fun? Watching Howard Stern's ass, the most fun I've ever had, man.
I thought it was saggy and disgusting.
Yeah, I like that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice.
Said enough about
I don't think that was bad.
Dennis was nice. Cindy was bad.
Yeah, Dennis is funny. Cindy's...
I like Dennis.
Dennis has got a good act.
Well, Cindy,
But-
Cindy goes on.
Well, Cindy goes on?
Yeah, here Cindy continues on.
All right, go ahead.
I thought it was disgusting, and if my ass looked like that, I wouldn't show it on national television.
Yeah, well, you better hope it doesn't, because that's about all your talents. That's the only talent you have. Yeah, it's like... You know, I don't have a gerbil stuffed up my ass. Okay, so give me a break.
I thought he was saggy and disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, she's just an idiot. Yeah, no kidding, honey. That's why I showed it. And all that she has is the ability to look good. And let me tell you something. I guarantee you, Cindy, something, and this will get back to you. As soon as you start looking a little old, I bet you Richard Gere starts seeing other women.
You better not get saggy and disgusting.
Yeah, what do you think? He's there for your brains, you dumb broad? You think he's there because you're such a great person? There's a lot of great women out there. But you just happen to look good. And believe me, in 10 years, we'll see if you're still together.
It'll be time for the new model.
Yeah. Your religious boyfriend will, your religious husband, the cerebral Richard Gere, I'm sure will stay with you when you look bad. Because believe me, I'm
Absolutely.
sure.
It's a soul thing with him.
Yeah, your personality is great when you look like Cindy Crawford. But Cindy Crawford at 40 is not going to be Cindy Crawford. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Up next, we got Dana Carvey, and the question was, did you feel upstaged by Howard Stern's ass?
I think everybody thought he was upstaged by everything. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
No, I'm still haunted by it. Actually, I tried the Fartman outfit on later, and we took snapshots and compared our asses. I don't know. No, I got to play drums with you, too. That's all I can say. So, no, I thought Howard was really funny. It was great. It was a big potpourri. It was a lot of different things. It was
Dana's all right, huh, Robin?
Yeah.
Well, yes, I'm incredibly jealous. No, I'm not. Howard does what he does. I do what I do, and we're just mutual fans of each other.
There you go. Leave it at that.
We love each other very much.
Love,
yeah.
even.
Well, hey, why not?
Speaking of love.
Well, we like Dana.
Yeah, we do.
We actually like him. Anybody who likes us, we like.
Well, didn't we say, just no lie here. We were saying that those little taped pieces that he did were great.
Yeah, we enjoyed those. We enjoyed those. He's a talented guy. I always said that. You know me. I have trouble liking anybody.
But we can admire talent.
Right. Who else you got there?
All right, on the other end of the spectrum, I guess we have Sammy Hagar after the TV show. When he
how he's going to kick my ass. He's another guy, like, Robin hit it on the head again. We were talking on the airplane coming home. She says, there's a guy who's desperately searching for an image. It's sort of like David Lee Roth and Van Halen had that whole thing going. And now Sammy Hagar came on to Van Halen, and he sort of has no image. He's an imageless guy. And so his new image is he's street tough. He's like, he's a scrappy fighter.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody asked you, what is Sammy Hagar, what would you say?
Yeah, Hagar the Horrible. I mean, and his big beef with me is that I don't enjoy him in Van Halen. I mean, it's pretty pathetic, isn't it? So he's like, now he's walking around strutting his stuff. I'm going to kick his ass. And he's not kicking anybody's ass. He's a multi-millionaire who's smart enough not to kick anyone's ass. Who's he fooling? But he's going to come off as like a scrappy young rock star. He's full of it. He's a phony. Just like all the rest of those idiots.
You notice how he came looking for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't
I was
like you
sitting
were
right
hard to
there.
find.
Stuttering John had him about 3 feet from me. If he really was so intent on kicking my ass, I was right there.
He says, if I ever see him, and then he'd run away.
Yeah, pretty hard to miss me. I was there. I mean, he's the scrappy street fighter Van Halen. He's a calculated businessman, that's all. Hey, I gotta look like I'm a young kind of rock star renegade going around kicking ass. He's trying to build an image for himself, Same with that other idiot, Ice-T. No talent. He can't even sell records, Ice-T.
Well, I told you, I'm sick of these gangsters.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
These gangsters in the music industry.
That's the new thing. The new black rapper thing, trying to look like a gangster. And now all the rock stars, the white guys, are trying to look like gangsters, too. Everyone's trying to be a gangster. Like they're like street tough guys.
Right.
They're all a bunch of millionaires running around. They're all street tough gangsters. Hey, man, we're going to kick some ass, man. Yeah.
Everybody wants to act like they don't have any sense at all.
Yeah, right. They're complete morons. I swear to God, being backstage at the MTV Awards reminded me of high school. It was like everybody just standing around trying to look cool. Mm-hmm. That's why I hated high school. I hated it.
But black guys can't even smile anymore because of this new thing. You can't smile when you greet people.
No, that was the other thing.
You got to scare them to death.
I walked through this Bobby Brown. You know that guy Bobby Brown? the guy in My Prerogative. So I walk by his trailer, and he's got like 900 black guys hanging around. I guess like bodyguards or something. And like they all stare at you. That's the new thing. And like, 'cause you're a white guy or something.
They stare at everybody. It isn't because you're
and they
white.
don't smile or any. Like nobody can smile at each other or acknowledge that they know who they are. So I see this guy Bobby Brown. I go, hey man, what'd I say to him? What's going on in
What's
there?
happening? What's going on in there?
Yeah, and then he started, and like he barely smiled.
Yeah, the corner of his, and I think that was blowing his cover.
Yeah, and like everyone's trying desperately to be really street tough and cool. And like, Bobby Brown's a multi-millionaire married to Whitney Houston. Who's he
And
kidding?
he has no reason to be angry. He's been rich for years.
Yeah.
He started singing when he was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, how
He
bad
should
a
be
life
the
is that?
happiest man on earth.
How bad a life is that? How bad a life is that? I mean, how tough could that be?
He gets up and dances. How hard could that be?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be fun. I mean, doing what we do isn't fun. What he does has got to be
We
fun.
should be frowning.
Yeah. It was just like really weird.
Because I watched Ice-T stalking through the audience.
Yeah.
And he's got to keep that
Yeah, he's a gangster. He's
thing, the entire time. He can't even sit down and relax.
Yeah, he's a criminal, man. He's a gangster. He's like a bad dude. He's street tough.
Probably goes home and takes out that gold tooth, if you know the truth.
Yeah, right. Bobby Brown on his worst day, his feet are sore. What's his beef in life?
And
So
he
any-
hasn't danced in 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be happy to be out.
What else you got?
Well, we got Hagar. You want to hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like you just can't wait to start trashing it, too. But
Yeah, I know. Because
That's his new thing.
He finally got in the newspaper. I mean, I'm 30 times more famous than him. Evidently.
And he's in Van Halen.
Yeah, I'm nothing. Go ahead.
So what are you going to do with your awards? You got add them to the
They
bunch
put
at
it on the
home.
mantle with the Grammy, with the American Music Award, with the Billboard Award, with the, We've been winning this year.
I know, it's been a big year for you guys.
Howard Stern is a jerk. He ruined you guys' show. I don't know why you let him up there.
Is that a unanimous opinion?
The problem is, he's my buddy.
Yeah.
Sammy doesn't like me, but
Sammy doesn't want you to have other friends, is what you're saying.
Hey, jealous. Oh, wait a minute. You want to talk about somebody else? No, wait a minute. I'm serious.
So you think that Howard Stern just wasn't a happening thing? Okay. So where do you
So you wait till they start going out in concerts and they start screaming out Howard Stern everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Whenever you see Sammy Hagar, just scream out Howard Stern. Gonna make him nuts. What a jerk. What a dope. He's a street tough guy, man. Everybody's so tough. What a tough guy. They're all big bad millionaires running around back there with their stupid rock pants and all that crap. You know? Remember what we did to David Lee Roth? We had him on his knees in 4 days. We had him in here.
That's right.
We'll do it to Sammy Hagar, too.
Like, what are you doing to me?
What are you doing to me? Leave me alone. You got anything else, or is that it?
Well, that's pretty much it. But
All right.
you'll be happy to know that MTV Europe called Fartman an American institution.
Really? You
There
got
you
that?
go.
You got that?
No, I can get that to you, though.
Maybe King of all VCRs has it.
Well, I've got it on tape, but I just didn't put it on this cassette.
Yeah, all right.
But any chance of you ever coming to Phoenix with your show, I mean?
Well, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Phoenix. I listen to you on satellite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's pretty wild, because now we're up on satellite. They can get us.
Yeah. This is the only recourse I had.
Yeah, I think we'll be on all over the country pretty soon. In fact, my agent's over at the National Association of Broadcasters signing up some stations right now.
Is that right?
Yeah. We're talking to a couple of stations, and that's why he's there.
Good.
Yeah, he's over in New Orleans doing that.
I like it when he's working.
Yeah, he's over there working. And he's accepting my Billboard Award. I sent him to go up on stage and accept it. All right, dude.
All right, thanks a lot, Howard.
All right,
Take
man.
care.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Let me take a break, then we'll get the king of all VCRs.
All
He's got a
right.
bunch of other stuff, too. We'll be back right after these words.
Hi, this is...
Just stop in for a couple hours. You'll be amazed how much you'll learn.
Yeah, even if you don't use any of the people there, you get to know a lot about whatever it is you want to do.
I'm about to go to King of all VCRs, but Leslie West is on the phone. He just wants to check in, say he saw the MTV Awards, and he is the king of rock and roll.
His analysis, please.
Now, this is from the infrastructure of rock and roll. Leslie West, the great mountain man himself.
A member of the industry, if you will.
A member of the rock and roll elite force.
Well, you saw what kind of industry we're dealing with, didn't you?
Yeah, I tell you something.
I got to tell you something, man. You once were one of my heroes, but right now you are number one hero on my list.
You couldn't believe I flew in, could you?
Never mind that. But you have to realize that all of these rock stars go there thinking exactly what you said, how cool they're going to be and what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And you screwed the whole thing up.
I know, they were all
because
posturing.
you cannot be cool when you see something that disgusting.
Right.
Next to these guys with their $1,500 shirts on.
Yeah, I know.
And it was incredible. You know, my brother used to, when he was dealing drugs.
You know, Metallica probably...
the luckiest band in the face of the earth, let me explain.
Yeah, and I mean, Metallica, really kind of funny. Like, you know they go out of their way picking those clothes so that they look like regular kids.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they spent all night in their wardrobe closet looking for the right look.
When I heard that the guy said...
Let me tell you what rock and roll is, Leslie. My ass. That's right, that flabby...
It really is, because...
My ass is rock and roll.
They thought that they were the only ones that could upstage you, huh?
Yeah, well, screw them all.
Let me tell you something. I never, ever, ever really put down guitar players, and I'm not putting this group down, but they are the luckiest man in the world. And what bothers me is that the kids don't realize the difference between the way Eddie Van Halen plays and the way that guy plays.
And what about Sammy Hagar? What's the bug up his...
You know what it is? Remember when I played with Van Halen at the Meadowlands and you guys came out?
Yeah.
And I introduced you to Sammy, and you were real nice to him.
Yeah, but I mean, why wouldn't I be nice to him?
I don't know what his problem is, but I think on the air a couple of times you might have said some things like David was a better front man.
He is, though.
I know, but the point is, so what?
Yeah,
so what?
But no,
Sammy's still got the job. They aren't firing him.
I mean, I'm not allowed to criticize the great Sammy Hagar. He can kiss my ass. Who cares?
I'll tell you something else. He was a Golden Glove boxer, and the boots that he was wearing in the Rolling Stone, I gave him because when Shelley Finkel was managing Mark Breland.
He was a Golden Glove boxer?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, great.
He's really good. He probably could kick your ass and mine, but that's the point. What a schmuck.
Yeah, well, you know
I really
what?
like the guy.
Hey, it's against the law for a boxer to hit a person.
Wouldn't I collect a lot of money? I mean, seriously, if he took a shot at me, couldn't I, retire?
And throw him in jail.
What?
Golden
Gloves examiner?
Yeah, but still, I mean...
he has a special expertise.
If a guy punches you out, he's got a lot of money.
Still considered Golden Gloves was amateur boxing.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a payday here. Can't I get...
let him hit you and sue him.
I would take a ton of money off of him.
Great.
I would take a punch for that. I've often fantasized about that.
Yeah, like, please hit me.
Yeah, please hit me.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the best part about the whole thing is I got to give this guy credit. Luke Perry.
He's a good guy.
He doesn't have to do a thing. This guy can just get up in the morning and he can win best looking in the world.
Well, he gave me a good intro, you know what I mean?
Yeah, not only that, he stood there. You know, like Sam used to say, Howard, I bow to you.
Yeah.
The guy didn't do a damn thing. He just stood there and let you do it.
Yeah, no, he was great. I'm telling you, he's okay.
It was
He really
incredible. When I saw, in fact, this is the greatest compliment. Never mind the rock and roll community, because everybody, instead of saying, "Hey man, what a great tone you had," they said, "How'd you like Howard Stern's ass?"
Yeah, right. I know. That was the question of the night. Well, you know, I got so many faxes here from people who said that they couldn't stand the MTV Awards. They were unwatchable. It was the biggest piece of self-serving garbage that they'd ever seen. And then they said, for a brief 5 minutes there, the entire show was predictable the whole night, dull the whole night. And for a brief 5 minutes, there was excitement, and you were outlandish. And they were just sorry that I had even done it for MTV and brought them all that attention and excitement.
What I'm sorry is that I watched this thing, and believe me, I only watched it. I wanted to hear Van Halen, and I wanted to see you, and I had to wait so damn long.
Yeah, I know. Well, they were smart to drag it out.
To show you how important you were to them, if they would have put you on early, everybody would have tuned out.
You know, it was kind of weird, too. Then MTV said to me, if you come, we'll set you up at the A-list party where you can broadcast from.
Right.
And then when we get there, we're at this party that basically anyone who was in the audience could be at. And there was no way any rock stars were going to show up at this.
Yeah, no, you know why? Because it's not cool to show up at the party.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that, you know what, Robin, they should have put us, notice the Today Show, CNN, all of them had their own press tent.
Right.
And they brought everybody in.
We should have done that.
That's where we should have been.
We should have done a press thing.
But MTV screwed me around. They knew where they were putting me. They put me at a party with a bunch of riffraff, and I'm sitting there, and there's a bunch of, it was kind of interesting. It ended up being a real good broadcast. I can't, bitch
you were
about
on
it.
every network, and you were on networks that didn't even have television. How do you like that?
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to King of All VCRs now, Leslie, because he has all the TV reports.
I just one last thing.
Yeah.
I started playing golf, and the pro that's teaching me, Tommy, was at a PGA Awards dinner the other night, and when you came on at the bar, everybody left the dining room and went in to watch you, man.
It's great,
Professional
man.
golfers are watching your ass.
Yeah, I know. People really got into the whole fart man thing.
I just can't believe Leslie's playing golf.
Oh,
yeah, that's an even more
Robin.
frightening thought.
I'm telling you, I play golf almost as good as I play guitar.
Really?
Look out. And I used to hate it because my dad did it, I said, oh, this is disgusting. But now all of a sudden, I guess I'm becoming that
You're becoming your dad.
Let's face it.
Shoot myself.
Leslie's got the best life of anyone I know, quite frankly.
Yeah, listen, I got to call you and ask you some questions about your car over the weekend.
All right, man. I'll talk to you over the weekend.
All
right. Leslie West, perhaps the greatest guitarist that ever lived. Anybody who's a fan of Mountain knows what I'm talking about. There's a guy who should get an MTV award. Hey, king of all VCRs.
Good morning, king of all flatulence.
All right, what do you got for us?
Lots of stuff.
Go ahead, start playing it.
Okay.
What's first?
E-Channel Entertainment News.
All right, let's see how they handled it.
Major feature on you. They did an MTV feature, and then they did a separate Howard Stern feature.
All right, let me see.
Okay.
Annual show included Arrested Development for Best Rap Video and Best Group Video, U2's Even Better Than the Real Thing. Wednesday night's winners didn't have the spotlight to themselves. Radio shock jock Howard Stern paid a flying visit to the awards and blew the audience away. Using the award show to plug an upcoming movie project, Stern was the talk of the town.
I thought Howard was really funny. You know, it was great. Actually, I tried the outfit, the Fartman outfit, on later, and we took snapshots and compared our...
It was just difficult to try and concentrate on the two things that you wanted to say with this, you know, huge guy standing back. He's never even invited me on his show. I mean, how could I respect him, you know?
Is that the Metallica?
Yeah.
Watching Howard Stern, most fun I've ever had, man.
I thought it was saggy and disgusting.
Yeah, I like that, though.
Whatever the reaction, Stern's rear fascinated Luke Perry, members of the press, and even some of the audience.
I would do anything. It makes no difference. Anything for a laugh.
That's me flying off.
If it showed anything at all, Howard Stern's appearance proved the MTV Music Video Awards are nothing like the tuxedo-filled Grammys or American Music Awards.
Did
True.
set them apart.
It did bring it to a new low. No. I couldn't believe when they approved that I could come on and be Fartman. I just couldn't believe it.
You knew they were in trouble with this year's.
You know, as much crap as we had to put up with last night, I got to tell you, that's what made it all worth it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe they were going to put me on there.
and go for the whole thing. I mean, you know, all the money for the flying rig and everything.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that was pretty good.
Blowing up the podium.
Yeah, that was Joel Gallen. He's a pretty good guy. There's a couple of good guys involved there at MTV, actually. What else you got?
I have CNN Showbiz Today.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Let me hear that one.
See, it was a good thing you walked through all these things.
It's a lot looser than the Grammys, too. I mean, you have people like Fartman coming in and introducing a band like Metallica. I mean, it's great.
The flatulent superhero referred to was in reality shock jock Howard Stern, dressed to promote an upcoming film project and heighten the level of outrageous behavior at the award show, a level that's become traditional at the MTV Awards. And this year generated some backlash outside.
Madonna grabs her crotch on TV and gets rich selling records to you people. Clean it up. Clean up MTV.
Issues of morality aside, outrageous behavior has certainly brought the annual award show an audience. I think that...
Hey, you know what? I saw the Today Show. They did a broadcast.
Uh-huh.
And they showed my ass and they blacked it out.
Really?
Yeah.
They put a strip over your butt.
It was so disgusting that they had to... they actually had to put like a big blotch over it.
It was sort of like the blue dot they used in the Kennedy trial.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And everywhere I moved, it was like, and the
It
dot
followed you.
Except the dot in the Kennedy trial was rather small. This dot was huge. I mean, to cover that wide expanse. It was kind of funny because, you know, they had to like cover both cheeks with the dot. You had to see that. What else you got?
I have the Today Show right here.
Yeah, what else you got?
You don't want to hear that?
All right, yeah, okay. That was a short
Yeah,
one. Go
I
ahead.
didn't hear it.
All right.
For Robin.
Okay.
Now, unlike other award shows, winning isn't everything here, but being seen is.
I think people enjoy it because it's very loose and they see people they know, and no one really... It's kind of a relaxed one compared to some of the others which are more formal.
That's an understatement. 139 countries got quite an informal view of shock jock Howard Stern's bare backside. Wasn't that special? And to top the evening off.
Can you imagine 139, what did you say, 139 countries?
Right.
I didn't even know there was 139 countries in the world.
Of course there are. A lot
Really?
more than that.
How many countries are there, Fred?
At least 139.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
the guys were on a plane till 2:30. I got to tell the whole story of the plane
Yeah.
ride and everything. You should have heard what happened to them. You think what happened to us was bad.
I thought we were suffering.
What else you got?
My greatest fear was that they were going to get in before us.
Yeah, I know. Well, your fears were not met. What else you got, King of all VCRs?
I have a bunch of local Los Angeles newscasts that, they're sort of blurbs. They're pretty short. They're one-liners or two-liners.
Yeah, go ahead. I'd like to hear how the L.A. press handled it.
Okay, here we go.
Goes for his impression of the typical MTV viewer. And finally, the PTV Lifetime Achievement Award goes to, well, I'll let Dana Carvey introduce him. Please welcome Dayton! I am Portman! Who else but Howard Stern? You know, as much as I try to make fun of the MTV Awards, they do a much better job of it themselves. From Poly Pavilion, this is Rich. I gave up 3 hours of my life for this, Proctor, News 13.
I gave up 3 hours of my life for what?
For this.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I was like, whoa. I just like the idea of my big, disgusting ass being on, I could whip my ass into shape.
No, you can't, not now.
I know. We've had discussion about this because when we start filming the movie, we want my ass to look bad. But I was thinking of starting running again and getting myself in shape, but I better not do that.
No, you can't. You're in training for a movie.
I know.
And it doesn't mean the same thing as it does to Stallone.
You should see when I ate before the awards. I mean, I was like for 2 days straight just eating lots of junk, hoping it would all just coagulate in my ass.
Right in your butt.
And you know what? It did. I wish the camera would have gotten a little closer on my ass, though. I was watching the playback, but it was pretty funny. I mean, it was really funny.
Very.
I just couldn't believe me coming down out of the sky like that.
The effect was incredible.
Yeah, it really worked. That was pretty cool.
Absolutely incredible. They did the right thing.
Yeah, but I almost puked. I really did. You have no idea.
It was worth it, though. I mean, wouldn't you rather almost puke and have that on film?
Yeah. When I was hanging up there, waiting, like Luke Perry was introducing me.
Yeah.
I mean, How long
were you up there?
I was up there a good minute and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, and that seemed like 10 years of my life.
Because I was wondering just how, what was the time frame? How long were they going to have to string you up there before they actually introduced Luke?
It wasn't that bad. The guy had it timed out pretty well, but I got to tell you something. They did something different than they did in rehearsal. In rehearsal, they would have me like out there ready to drop.
Right.
For some reason, they had me hooked back, and then all of a sudden, when Luke Perry said, "Here's Fart Man," they just whipped me down, man.
Yeah,
and
you were going fast.
Whoa. And I was just like, whoa, whoa. And I know the whole thing in rehearsal was, the first time I went up on the wires, I had to hold the wires with my hands, and it didn't look good. So I had my hands out and everything, and then when they started whipping me down, I started to grab the wires, and I said, "Oh, what the hell? I better not grab the wires.
It was
It'll
pretty
suck."
funny, though.
Yeah.
But what you didn't tell people is that in rehearsal, in order to get up there at all, you go, "Okay, take me up a little bit at a time."
Yeah. They took me up in stages, and I tell you, I was crapping my pants. I'd like to say I was brave, but I wasn't. I was whining the whole way, and then they had my microphone on the whole time. I was whining, and I was whining.
You could hear you all over the Poly Pavilion.
Yeah, I just said, I don't know why I'm doing this exactly. I'm not getting paid for it, and I don't need the publicity.
You sure this is safe?
Yeah. And I was like, what am I doing? And everybody's giving me advice. Robin's telling me how it's nothing. Just go up there. And I'm going, she's sitting on the ground. And the guy who designed the Fart Man costume, he's a pretty heavy guy. He must weigh about 300 pounds.
At least.
At least. And I'm being kind, 300 pounds. And he's saying to me, don't worry about it. Just go up there. I've seen plenty of people do it. Robin Williams did it. I said, let's see you get up there. You go up on those damn wires.
The one thing that was funny was they told you that you weren't as bad as Richard Simmons.
Yeah, Richard Simmons evidently was such a baby, and they didn't go up as high as I did.
No.
I mean, I was 30 feet up.
And Richard cried so much they almost canceled his flight.
I know. Anyway, what else you got, King of all VCRs? Anything?
Yeah, Channel 11.
All right, do Channel 11. Is that the last one?
No.
Oh, all right. You know what? Let me put you on hold then.
Okay.
All right. Because I got to do a commercial break.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Ouch.
I hate that noise. Hey, I want to take some phone calls from Texas and stuff. We'll do that. I just want to hear the rest of the reports, and then we'll tell everybody what would happen, and we'll tell you about the ratings. I got to tell you about the zookeeper in Philadelphia. A real funny article came out of Philly, what they're doing to him. Yeah, they're like taking his radio show. They're bringing in a new partner for him, and they're taking, like, it's not even his show anymore. He's just like a sidekick. We really destroyed his life. And that's what we're going to do in Los Angeles to Mark and Brian. I feel it coming on. We haven't beaten them yet. We're still 0.3 of a point away.
We got to tell this story, put it all in perspective for people.
Hey, let me tell you about a video that we got done, and then Freddie and Jackie and Gary stayed behind just to help Scott, close everything up. So around 1 o'clock in the you know what? All I know is I still had my New York time on my watch. When I got back to my hotel, it was 5 in the morning.
Right.
That's why I'm sick now.
Like it.
I'm completely sick now. I've got swollen glands and everything. I mean, it was just like a really long, exhausting day. And I know all that, lifting up and flying on the wires really drained me. I mean, it really freaked me out. But so you guys went to get a beer. So Robin and I said, because Jackie, we figured could have come back with us, but he always feels obligated to stay with you and Fred.
Yeah, we were just going to hang out.
But then Robin says he probably wants to have a beer anyway
Right,
and, hang out and see what's going on.
Well, there was nothing going on.
Yeah, so Gary goes up to this bartender and says, can I have a beer? Look, we have a couple of beers for the guys. We've been working all night.
She had them in her hand.
She had 4 beers in her hand.
Right.
Ice cold beers.
Right. You could see the frost on them.
Yeah, so you said, hey, can we have a beer?
And she said, no, the bar's closed at 1 o'clock. And I said, well, it's 5 of 1. She said, on my watch, it's 1. I said, please, ma'am, we worked all night. She goes, I worked all night, too. And she put them away.
Oh,
yeah, they were really rude. I mean, she was really being a bitch.
20 feet
You know what
away.
it is? You guys need me with you.
I have to wear your picture.
I know.
On my
chest. You guys got to get T-shirts that say, we're with Howard.
20 feet away was another bar where they were still pouring, but it was hard liquor. And it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We didn't want to start drinking. We just wanted to have a beer.
Well, you wanted to start drinking, but the other guys didn't.
No, I said we didn't.
No, you did, but the other guys
You
didn't.
would have,
You
but
would've.
they weren't going along
Yeah,
with
right.
it.
That's right.
Well, Robin, you were right. So Jackie, because Robin and I said,
Yeah,
Jackie.
why else would he stay?
Jackie really doesn't need to stay. Fred has stuff to put away. Gary has stuff to put away. That's not Jackie's gig. He doesn't have to put stuff away.
Right.
Then we said, well, maybe he wants to have a beer.
Yeah, we said Jackie doesn't even know what they're putting away.
And we said, and there's nothing worse than standing around and waiting for Fred to put his stuff away, because Fred likes to take each individual thing and put it away slowly.
Right.
Fred,
He's cool.
You move very slow. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's why you're not there. That's why you were going
Like,
back.
imagine Jackie sitting going, oh, my God, Fred's moving so slow.
No, they were off getting the beers when I was doing that.
Well, you know what you missed after your car left? I went nuts.
Well, you know what happened to me? So we had this whole escape route plan because there was a lot of our fans around. We figured, hey, I just want to get out and go home. So that guy, Rod, who snuck us out of there, he's taking me back to my car, I thought, and he goes, I don't know where your car is.
You just followed him, and
Yeah,
where did you wind up?
We ended up in the middle of a field.
Oh, dear.
So he had a walkie-talkie, and then I found out all you guys are in the car already, and I'm out in the middle of a field getting chased by people, and people,
When I got to the car, I was sure you were going to be in it because I was so far behind you.
And I turn around, Melrose Larry Green is chasing me through this field, and, I'm with this guy, Rod. I go, Rod, dude.
Where are you going?
Where are you taking me, pal? Take me to where the cars are. I want to get home.
I still don't know how you
5:30
get
in the
over
morning.
there. I don't know what turn you could have possibly made to be that far away.
I
from
followed him. He took me there. He goes, this is where I thought you want. Oh, you mean I want to be in the middle of a field? I said, what are you going to take me? He says, well, I'll take you to the trailers. But meanwhile, all the trailers were gone.
Gone, yes.
Yeah, just a quick aside. You talk about Melrose Larry.
Yeah.
Before you got there, your trailer, was sitting there, and that guy that did your costume was sitting in it.
How does Melrose Larry Green get backstage at the MTV
Listen,
Awards?
security comes.
Yeah.
And they said, this guy says he's with Howard. And I go, oh, let me see. And they handed me his card. I said, get him out of here. They
Yeah, right.
threw it away.
He ended up
But
at
they
the party.
still didn't get him out of there. He was there all night.
But he actually got security to come and see if he belonged. I mean,
Right.
usually they should just look at him and know he doesn't
But he
belong.
was backstage at the supposed A-list party that
Right.
MTV set me up with.
Well, we were just discussing the reason why none of the A-list people showed up was because all the Larry Melroses were
Yeah,
there.
right. How can they have an A-list party?
Because every time I tried to get some of Guns N' Roses, and nobody wanted to go to the party
Because there were so many guys there.
Right.
Martha Quinn was there. And Tori Spelling was there. That was pretty funny.
Actually, there were Shannon Doherty was there, and Ice-T were there, and a lot, but nobody would come on with us.
Yeah. Well, a couple of people did.
After you went back to your car, though, I completely lost it on one of the people that was watching our show. I just went nuts on him.
Oh, yeah?
Well, did you see some guy kept shining a red light in our faces?
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know, but he was really drunk, and he kept saying, hey, man, and I said, go away.
Yeah.
I'm your fan. He actually followed you to the car, and I pushed him
that
out
was
of
the guy. That was the guy who was following me with the red light.
And I got in front
and I'm
of
in the
him.
middle of a field with this guy Rod, who's supposed to be. Ah,
Rod
man,
took you
it was weird.
when you said you were putting your life in his hands.
Yeah, big mistake. Anyway, I'm looking at USA Today. They gave a pretty nice write-up. Last year, Prince dared to bear his derriere in a shocking yellow getup. This year, shock jock presenter. I guess I'm never going to beat that shock jock
No,
thing.
I guess that's your name now.
This year's shock jock presenter Howard Stern made an even larger statement in his posterior revealing Fart Man costume. Boy, all these papers are willing to print Fart Man. After the appearance, rude noises were unleashed. Stern exhorted the crowd, look at my ass, touch it for power, touch it. In typical Sternian fashion, the outfit was a publicity ploy for his upcoming feature film based on the gas-emitting superhero from his radio show. Backstage, Stern showed up with sidekick Robin Quivers and Jessica Hahn. And Jessica appears out of nowhere and just suddenly...
Yeah, she suddenly is on the bandwagon.
Quote, I psyched myself up by doing breathing exercises and I ate a lot of beans and cabbage. Said Magic Johnson, it was original. Even all the bad things he has said about me, I really enjoyed his skit and tell him he can quit saying those things about me now. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Magic's all right with that.
Yeah. King of all VCRs, why don't you just play the rest of the reports and then I'm going to take some phone calls.
Okay, no problem.
Go ahead, man.
Okay.
Rather than otherwise. Shock Jock Howard Stern added to the wildness with an all-out celebration of flatulence, given a boost by actor Luke Perry. That was about as funny as such a celebration can be. Van Halen was the night's big one.
It sounded positive, I think.
Yeah, that was positive.
Yeah, it sounded positive.
Who
is
David
that guy?
Sheehan. David Sheehan. He's kind of a big shot as far as the local guys go here.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean.
a lot of those rock and roll guys couldn't deal with the fact that I was, goofing on all of
Oh,
them.
yeah.
I mean, that was the whole deal.
They're so serious.
Anything else?
Yeah, this one's got a little bit of a leader tape on it. Here we go.
All right, go ahead.
In between the star-studded high points and low points, like the appearance of Shock Jock Howard Stern dressed as a flatulent superhero, were the awards themselves. The year...
That's it.
Not too positive. Low point. But I admit it was a low point. It was too funny.
And I got one more here.
All right, go ahead.
There were plenty of attempts at humor as host Dana Carvey whipped out his Saturday Night Live repertoire of characters, and the irascible Howard Stern made an appearance dressed as a character we can't even mention on the air. All in all, a loud, rowdy, and raunchy show, the way rock and roll was meant to be.
All right.
Okay.
There it is.
That was positive.
King of all VCRs, thank you.
No problem.
Very thorough report this morning.
I have 3 CNN overnight calls, but I'll call you next week with those.
All right.
Great.
Are they good?
Oh, yeah, one's really good. The guy finally, had enough of it, and he, spoke his mind. The host of the show.
He lost
it's
it.
about time.
It's about time he broke through and said something.
I've been wondering what's on his mind.
All right, man. Well, you call us in with that Monday.
Yeah, I will.
Well, on Monday we're doing our special show. You'll hear about that, but we'll have time for that.
We're not
report.
starting that early, are we?
No, we're not starting that too early. Okay, we'll speak to you on Monday.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. A lot of people wrote me that they were disappointed with Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy Hagar, they're calling a pussy boy. And, I don't know. A lot of different faxes coming in, Robin.
People love to fax.
Let's see, this is from the Los Angeles Times. Oh, no, this is the Staten Island Advance. What the hell is that? Oh, I guess they
I'd never heard of it before, but there it is.
This fact says, just a note regarding Tori Spelling. Her house, the Spelling family house, is one of the largest and grandest in L.A. The main house is 4 floors tall and over 45,000 square feet, with guest and pool houses, etc. God, what a cat she is.
That's a compound.
Check out several issues of last year's Architectural Digest, as it is featured. It's in the Holmby Hills near the Playboy Mansion in Rod Stewart's place. We are signed contractors who did some interior and exterior neon for Candy Spelling, Tori's mom. Guy says unbelievable. No wonder we were on 139 countries. I think his house represented 90 countries. Want to go to Texas, take our first phone call from Dallas?
Here we go.
Or do we have to take a break, Fred? All right, take a break first, and then we'll do it. Right after these words. And then we'll tell you everything that went on in California. There's just a lot of stuff to go through. We'll be back right after these words.
Classic rock station, 92.3 K-Rock.
Next Thursday, September 17th, he'll be at the Zodiac in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Go try and stump the joke man. Well, Robin and I yesterday...
Finally, something worked in our favor.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to make love to you right there in the hallway.
That was true. You were professing quite a bit of love.
I said, Robin, I love you. I started telling Robin how much I loved her in the middle of the airport in Los Angeles yesterday because we got on the 10 o'clock flight instead of the 11.
That's all it takes for you.
I'm telling you, we hit the travel lottery. So what happened is, me and Robin, we're supposed to go back with Jackie, Fred, and Gary and stuff. And me and Robin are booked in first class. And what we usually do is I walk in, and then I get the guys upgraded to business class, which is the way it worked when we went down there, which was fine.
Yeah.
Business class was nice, right? American Airlines.
Hello?
Right?
I'm sorry, I was dealing with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was good.
We should talk about Jackie and the Admiral Club.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to Los Angeles. And, Robin and I were going into the Admiral Club. If you go in first class, you get to go to the Admiral Club. And then you can wait for the airplane in the Admiral Club.
We were pretty early on Friday.
Which is like a real nice suite and everything. You could sit there, watch some TV, read some newspapers. So Jackie goes, I don't know why I'm going with you guys. They won't let me in the Admiral Club. I go, Jackie, you're with me. It's going to be fine. Of course you're going to the Admiral Club. Oh, I know. They're not going to let me in the Admiral Club. He was all upset.
He's all ready for his rejection.
Yeah, and I felt bad for the guy. I didn't want him rejected from the Admiral Club. So, anyway, we go in, and of course they let Jackie sit in the Admiral Club.
Nobody even said anything.
Nobody even cared. So then Jackie's in the Admiral Club. I figured he'd be happy, but no. So we go up they have a little buffet there with bagels and stuff. They ran out of bagels.
Well, he went up and he got himself, I guess, one bagel.
He had a bagel.
The bagel. And some coffee and some orange juice.
And he was happy. You know when Jackie gets something for free, he's really happy?
Yeah.
I mean, I never see Jackie happier than when we're eating bagels for free.
But he hadn't even finished this one bagel because a little piece of the bagel was still on the plate.
Yeah.
And he's running up to the door, and the lady's just about to close the door. He goes, what? Run out of bagels?
So Jackie started bumming because this is a guy who didn't even think he'd get in the Admiral Club, and now he's upset because he can't get bagels.
We went from bagels to pretzels?
There was a whole buffet going on there with Jackie.
Oh, he's amazing.
Ah, come on, it was funny. Fred, do an impression of Jackie trying to get bagels.
Oh, man. They're running out of bagels again. I can't believe this. What kind of Admiral's Club is this anyway?
And he kept watching the door. He sat so he could watch the door to see.
I think they're putting a bagel out. No, they're not.
Yeah.
Wait. Nah.
Are those bagels?
Yeah, every minute they kept putting out pretzels, and Jackie had his eye on him, and he goes, wait, those are bagels.
Pretzels.
Pretzels.
Damn.
It's like... But then we eventually got on the plane.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you something. I will now fly American Airlines. Well, after I heard what happened to the guys, I'm not so thrilled about it. But American Airlines has the coolest thing. This was my fantasy in life. I often said to Robin, I wouldn't care where I had to fly to if they would give me my own individual VCR.
That's right.
With a television screen, and I could sit there and watch whatever movies I wanted. So who even knew?
Yeah, we had no idea.
American Airlines ought to advertise this. I can't believe they don't advertise this. What they have now is you press a button in your seat, out pops a screen, right? I mean, I didn't have any idea this existed. I'm sure a lot of people don't. Because I'm always flying MGM.
Yeah, the only place I've heard of individual screens is on, like, Virgin Airlines.
Right.
I never heard of it on an American
I didn't even know the technology was available. So you press a button on your seat, and up pops the screen. Okay? It's not a big screen, but it's a little screen that you have, your own TV.
Nice picture.
Real good picture. They give you a choice of movies. Like on the way down, I watched Wayne's World because I'd never seen it. And I started getting crazy watching Wayne's World. I go, if Wayne's World made all that money, Fartman, we got to get into production tomorrow.
Right now.
I mean, because...
We don't even need a script.
We don't even need a script. Because they obviously didn't have one for Wayne's World. So, I watched that, and what else did I watch?
What was that? The Radio Flyer.
Yeah, okay. So, they bring you these little mini cassettes.
Mini cassettes.
All right? They bring you little mini cassettes. And you put them in, and you sit there, you get your own fast forward, rewind, the whole thing, your own headphones, great sound.
Watch it at your leisure.
I mean, they're not advertising that? That's a major thing.
Absolutely. And they have the regular movie that they broadcast throughout the plane.
Yeah, then they had movies up on the screen.
Take your pick. Watch whatever you want.
And they ran like 2 movies.
On the way back. They didn't run 2 on the way there.
On the way back, they were running on the big screen, fried green tomatoes, and what was the other one?
That Jack Nicholson, Man Trouble.
Yeah, and then they had the individual movies. I watched Hook, which kind of blew, but I didn't care. I mean, I was just happy to be watching something.
He watched it without color most of the time.
Yeah, I didn't realize I had a tint control. All right, I mean, don't understand.
Was this a black and white movie?
Hey, Robin, who had to insert cassettes for you?
Hey, we were helping each other.
Okay, so I couldn't work the color and you couldn't work the cassette. But anyway, and then, what else did I watch?
The Player.
The Player. That was a really good movie.
Great movie.
Good movie. And then, of course, Robin and I complain about every item that comes, for food, but we eat the whole thing. We sit there, we bitch about it for about 5 minutes.
And then we eat it.
Robin goes to me, this salad's terrible, has too much dressing. And she just takes the whole thing, woofs it down. And then I woof mine down, and I'm complaining the whole time.
He says, yeah, I noticed that yours has a lot of stuff on it. Then he eats his.
Yeah. And then every time they bring over the roll tray, me and you, we get our rolls.
Sourdough, yes, we'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take some sourdough. And then we ordered this turkey thing, and I said, Robin, terrible. Tastes like ham.
Oh, what a taste.
Eat the whole thing. But you got to complain, so at least it looks... I noticed you had the chocolate chip cookie on the way home. I was very surprised.
Of them.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I never saw you break down like that.
Well, it was going and coming. That smell was killing me.
Yeah, it was getting you. Jackie was all upset because he slept with the chocolate chip cookies. I can't believe it. I sleep for 5 minutes. I missed chocolate chip cookies. Gary slept the whole way, and he woke up for the chocolate chip cookies. Gary, you're amazing. The big talk on the plane was Gary sits down on the way there, and the second his ass hits the seat...
He's asleep.
He's asleep, and his mouth is open. I know what that looks like. I've sat next to Gary on a plane. The mouth is open, and drool is coming out, and he only wakes up every once in a while, and he goes...
I was asleep for...
He goes... Orange juice.
That happened, Howard. That was 9 years ago.
He just wakes up and says that.
I'm telling you, and then he goes right back to sleep.
You're
those smelly teeth.
You want to know what? Really...
So anyway, wait a second. So then I said to Robin, "It's got to be one thing." I said, "Gary has absolutely nothing on his mind." Only a baby falls asleep that quick. Because a baby, you take babies, you put them in your arms and they go right out.
That's right. We say, or you put them in a car, they go to sleep.
Yeah, they go right to sleep. It's Gary. Any motion puts them right into sleep.
It's true.
Come on.
I fall asleep on trains.
All right.
But I was on for like a half an hour, and I fell asleep for like an hour and a half.
So anyway, coming home, we were leaving. So we were leaving the hotel. I said to Robin, I called her up. I said, you know what? Why don't we just grab a taxi cab and get down to the airport early instead of sitting around?
Yeah, I said, it doesn't matter. Wait here, wait there.
Yeah, let's go wait in the airport. So we get to the airport, and we find out we're on an 11 o'clock flight. The 10 o'clock flight is still sitting there. It's about to take off. Not about to take off, but we could get on.
Yeah.
So I said, please, put me on the 10 o'clock flight. I'll plug you guys. I'll say anything good about American Airlines. You just get me on that flight. I said, for once, I was going to use, But meanwhile, the flight was half empty anyway. So.
Right, yeah, they could use us in first class.
So we get on there. And I guess you guys just showed up too late to get on there, right?
Who would know?
Yeah, who would even know?
You didn't ask and they didn't tell you.
Right. But we didn't know either, actually.
But you know what? You're Howard Stern, so when you show up, they're going to do whatever they can to make you more comfortable. When we show up, they're like, go sit over there, your flight's delayed.
So anyway, that's why I always say we should all go together. But you guys...
Us guys, we were at a hotel. We were in a different hotel.
You were 5 minutes away. All you had to do was take a cab over and go with us.
What time did you guys leave for the airport?
I mean, I always invite you guys to come over and go with me.
We had to, let me tell you something. We had to all pile into this rent-a-car.
Yeah.
We couldn't get everything, and so, of course, Fred had to sit with the guitar between his legs. It took 5 of us. Then we had to get gas. Then we had to drop it off at the rent-a-car place.
Yeah.
And then we had to all take the shuttle bus over to the airport.
Yeah, well, I got you guys to do. I mean, Jackie and Fred could come over and be with me. But they like being with the guys anyway.
Yeah.
They don't like being with us.
I don't think anyone asked them. Is what they would say.
Well, I mean, there's a point where every time we go somewhere, I always say, hey, guys, come on with me. I mean, how many times can I say it?
You got to admit, the plans were sort of in disarray because you weren't even
but it was no big deal.
Car.
We all figured we'd just meet there.
Right, we figured we'd meet there.
So anyway, we get there. So these guys get there, and they're booked on the 11 o'clock. What time did you guys get in at night?
Last night?
Yeah.
I think I walked into my apartment about 1:40.
1:40 in the morning.
Oh, man.
How come?
And I got lucky.
You were circling, and then...
Okay, first, the flight was delayed.
What time did you take off?
About 12:30.
You know why it was delayed? Because there were thunderstorms here. I have no idea why they do that.
Right.
Can't they fly through thunderstorms?
Can't they fly around them?
I don't think if the thunderstorms are encircling the airport or right in that area, you can't land, is what it is.
Well, I can't believe, man, if I had been on your flight as sick as I was, I would have just taken all the stewardesses and pushed them out the door. I would have pushed each one out one at a time.
But you know what? We were talking to them. They were really nice, and they were saying that as soon as the pilot says the flight is delayed, everyone starts yelling at the stewardesses who have nothing to do with it.
I know. They got to calm everyone down. Did they at least keep showing movies and stuff?
No.
They didn't?
No. Well, here's what happened.
But you see, why don't they do that? That'll calm people down.
There was no food or anything. They put everything down in the galley because there was a lot of turbulence.
Right.
So they lowered everything. I guess they lowered below in the airplane so it won't be rattling around. So there was nothing. You couldn't get anything.
Well, we got over.
So anyway, so Gary gets to the airport early so he can set the guys up in business class.
Uh-huh.
So tell everyone what happened.
Okay. So we get there.
Gary got yelled at.
By who?
We get there, and I take out my business card, and I said, hi, we're from the Howard Stern Show. We're flying a coach. I go, on the way out here, we got bumped into business, and the people in New York just said if we mention it to you, if it's open, it shouldn't be a problem. So they go to the computer, and they check it, and it's 20% sold.
Right. So there was obviously room.
Out of 60 seats, there's 45, 50 seats open.
Right.
She kept saying, you'll have to wait. So we didn't know whether we were in or out till 5 minutes before the plane left.
Right.
So she said, I'm really sorry. We do have the available seats, but there are no meals in business class.
Yeah.
And without the meals, we can't sit you there. So we said, well, would it be okay if we just ate the coach meals and sat in business class? We can't do that.
Can't do that.
So we had known that.
How can you do that? How can you do that?
We had actually known that a little bit earlier that might happen.
Right.
And one of the guys there was a bunch of people that worked for the airport that knew you were going to be on that flight, or at least thought you would.
Right.
So they were all waiting for you. So the ground crew guy said, "Oh man," he goes, "They could put a meal on like nothing.
Right.
Takes nothing for them to do that.
Right.
But you know what? The woman didn't know who we were, or she knew who we were and just didn't like us.
Right.
So they said, "I'm sorry, we can't put you in coach." And we were sort of like, "Come on, please," and we were all sort of begging. And I said, "What's that woman's supervisor's name?" Because I want to know if there was someone above her
you could go
that
to.
maybe could sort of understand what was going on.
All you have to do is find a fan of the show, and they'll do it for you.
So she said, "No, I'm sorry." And I said, "It would really be a great public relations thing for you guys. We're on the radio, and we would do anything." And she said, "I don't want an argument from you." And I was like, "An argument?"
Yeah, then she started getting an attitude. They get pissy, and then he wasn't arguing with her. He was just saying, "Hey, come on."
Isn't there anything we can do
We
here?
were upset, but we weren't like yelling or anything. We were just like, "Oh, come on," She's like, "Don't argue with me."
She was talking to him like a school teacher.
Right.
So we all get on the plane, and we're all like, "All right." So we get on the plane, and then everyone is yelling because nobody has aisle seats. Everyone's in the middle of the row, and it's just really bad conditions. So I sit down in my seat, and then I see the supervisor get on the plane. So I'm like, "Oh, hey, finally a little respect." She's going to move us. She comes over and she starts lecturing me like the principal.
Yeah.
That I was giving her, person a hard time, and that whole thing. And I said, I don't know what you're talking.
Real good public relations over there.
Really?
I said, listen, I didn't yell at her.
Yeah.
I didn't use foul language. I said, we definitely were upset. I said, but I definitely didn't hassle her.
You should have gotten her name.
And I said, I want to tell you, I have five people who will tell you different. I do have her name.
Oh, yeah?
I wrote down everybody's name.
Yeah, good.
I was in like one of those modes.
Yeah.
So the plane takes off, and now I know that all the stewardesses know that I'm the jerk in the group.
Oh,
right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I am being like super nice because that she said that guy's a jerk, but maybe you think it's paranoia.
Yeah.
So about 3/4 of the way through the flight, we start talking to everybody on the plane, and we get the word that every single person on that plane is a fan of the show and wanted to bump us up to business class. And that woman said, under no circumstances do you move those guys up there.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, it's just somebody who has.
supervisor?
It was just somebody who had a little bit of power, and she
Yes.
was going to make their lives miserable.
She was exercising her power.
And even if they didn't have meals, why couldn't they just move the guys up after the meal into business class so they have a comfortable seat? Why couldn't they do that?
Because
I asked her if it was a law or a company policy or something. She said, no, they just don't do that.
She was being a dick.
Right.
Believe me, they'll do anything for you.
Didn't they do it once?
Yeah. She was just being a dick. She had a bug up her. Sometimes you look at Gary and you get upset.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We were all five together.
You always look like a guy scamming. I remember when I first hired Gary, I always said, he looks like a guy who might be up to some kind of scam. You know what I mean? You look
didn't
seedy.
trust him for years.
He does look seedy.
Well, then the whole thing spilled over to it got really ugly on the plane amongst each other because Scott starts ranting and raving about his aisle seat.
Yeah.
So at one point I was so upset.
Why was Scott upset about his aisle seat?
He had booked an aisle seat and he didn't have one, and I didn't have one, and I'm looking for my own. So at one point I just turned around and I snapped at Scott. I'm not your friggin' travel agent. Leave me alone.
Wait, the best line that I was...
Nothing worse than like being on a plane and having to deal with Scott. You know what I mean?
He's asking us,
Yeah.
why can't they go over the clouds? Why can't we coach... You know, the questions that we have for the airline, he's asking us.
Yeah, so you should
One
go
at
ask.
a time, he's sequestering.
Yeah.
The best line that Gary got, I was standing at the counter while he was talking to her. He said, I'd like to talk to your supervisor. And
You know what this is like?
You did.
It's like our show is like the retard class going on a class
Yes.
trip to California.
We have to all stay together.
Yeah, right.
That's the moral here.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, wherever we travel, we should travel together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I look at the flip side of that. When we got to New York as a group,
Yeah.
Mr. Stern, have a seat. You know, in fact, we weren't even supposed to be in there. We hadn't been bumped up yet. We were in the Admirals Club, but we were with you.
Yeah.
We were your guests in the Admirals
Right.
Club.
Right. Yeah. I got you. Well, early bird catches the worm, right, Robin?
That's right.
We caught the worm, man. We lucked out. We would have been on the plane till 2 in the morning.
Walked into the airport at Kennedy. Someone was there to greet us.
Oh yeah, it was perfect. Yeah, we had a special lady come out and walk us to our car.
Well, I'll tell you something. After we got to about 9:30, we got to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And we circled around there for about an hour. Then we went to Buffalo, and as soon as we got off the plane, there was this one woman there.
Yeah.
And she was all by herself. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
So she was so overwhelmed. She started screaming at everybody. She screamed at some guy. She screamed at another guy. Then she screamed at me.
Right. She screamed at you.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody just screams at you, Gary.
No. Ask these guys again.
Now, who was the woman screaming at you from the airline?
Yeah.
Why was she screaming at you in Buffalo?
Like I said, she was really overwhelmed. So everyone was hungry, and we were like, "Can we leave?" They wouldn't let us out to
Did
go
they
get
feed
food.
you at least?
No.
Nothing.
Wow, that's bull.
I saw this escalator, and I saw a soda machine at the bottom of it, and it
Yeah.
wasn't on. So I started walking down it, and she goes, "What are you doing? You can't go down there. What are you, crazy?" So I said, "Whoa, don't yell at me." I said, "I didn't know."
Man.
This guy lit up a cigarette. I have to tell you, this guy lit up a cigarette, and she goes, "There's no smoking signs anywhere in the
Yeah.
airport." Put that out. This is a no smoking airport. So the guy,
Hey, the guy's been on a plane for 24 hours.
the guy starts to look around. He doesn't know where to put it out because there's carpet on the floor and there's no
Yeah,
ashtrays.
right.
And she goes, "Put it out, put it out." And the guy can't figure out where to put it out. She goes, he's still trying to figure out where to put it out.
She put it out on her head.
"That's it. I'm calling the authorities." And the guy he just didn't know where to put it out.
Oh, man.
It's a rough day for all of us. So then they let us out to go get food.
Yeah.
And everything was closed.
Oh, great.
No food.
No food.
So we said to ourselves, there's nothing to do. The only possible thing we could do is they had wings at the bar. We said, all right, there's nothing else. We'll go to the bar and get chicken wings. They stopped serving the chicken wings at 7 o'clock. We were out of our minds.
It's a nightmare.
Did you know that we were gone already?
Yeah.
They knew. They knew right away.
You'll never in your life there was a line of 20 people at a vending machine, and we were fighting over pretzels. Everyone on the plane was at the vending machine.
Wow. And I was bitching and moaning.
Yeah, we were angry at getting in at 8 o'clock.
I was on the plane. I was real sick. And then the stewardesses insisted on me standing up and taking pictures with each of them. And you know.
Well,
I'm hardly going to complain compared to what you guys went through.
I have to say that the crew, everyone we dealt with there, except for that one woman, was really cool.
So you can badmouth everybody.
No, because they were really nice. They even called ahead, the pilot called ahead
great.
to see how good the plane was.
They could have let you sit in business class.
Well, this woman told them not to. I guess it was good. Like if she would have found out.
Well, if they liked you so much, they could have done it. Don't be too kind.
They eventually did.
All right. Oh, they did. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
From Buffalo.
Oh, from Buffalo.
I was going to say from Buffalo. They got
After being on a plane for 6 hours.
Yeah.
All right, you can move up.
Yeah, we'll give you some leg room.
Go sit in front.
Yeah, right. You go ahead now. You can sit.
And do you know why they let us sit there?
Why?
They'd canceled another flight to LaGuardia and they had to let all those people on.
Oh, all right. Anyway, 7:41. You know what? I haven't taken any calls from Cleveland or Dallas, and we'll do that right after these words.
I'm Wally. And I'm Ollie. We're the K-Rock Archivists. It's our job to...
I've goofed on you and stuff. I just want you to know.
Started thinking about what you've done.
I said, I want you to know something. You've done a lot of good for the world, and I love you.
And I do believe you existed.
I do. I mean, in theory, I do believe you exist. You know, and I'm up there and I'm praying to God. I'm talking about I want to see my kids again.
I'd hate to see you in a real situation where there was a problem.
Yeah, I know. Like a hurricane or something, you know? And then I even said hi to Buddha up there, just in case it's for real, you know? Even though I know there's no way Buddha is a god. There's just no way
You're not accepting that.
A little fat Chinaman, a green Chinaman is God. There's just no way. I just know it. I just know it deep in my heart.
All right.
Buddha is not God. First of all,
Buddha exist?
would God be overweight? I mean, Jesus had a beautiful swimmer's body. All right, anyway, so...
Did Buddha exist? Was he a man?
Yeah, he was a guy. He was a big fat Chinaman who, you know...
Well, like, the other day you told me there was no Jesus.
There was a Jesus. There was like a Jesus-H Christ, but there was a guy who, like, everybody dug, but it wasn't like they, you know... there's no way he died and came back to life and all that. That kind of stuff just doesn't happen. It would be happening today if it did.
Well, not the way you think of it.
Right. Anyway.
It was a spiritual thing.
What was my point to all of this?
That you were up there praying.
Yeah, but I mean, what was I telling you?
That you were wiped out by the time the broadcast started.
Yeah, and then, so you get off, once you get off stage, they bring you around to press rooms and stuff and photographers, and they take your picture and they interview you and junk. And I did that whole thing.
And that was a lot. I mean, it wasn't just 3 rooms. It was about 7 or 8.
So we didn't get on the air till I don't even know what time. What time did we start the broadcast? I don't know. The whole thing was weird.
Probably their time. I remember looking at the clock at one point and seeing
out there.
Yeah. After 9 because
9:30. I
kept waiting for you. I remember how we said we were going to start at 9, and I couldn't find you, and I went to the back rooms, and you were like talking to International or something, and I said to your agent, we got to go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was too wild. It was a lot to do in one day. Then we got out there, and we first started broadcasting about 10, 11 o'clock at night.
It was tough.
Yeah, it was a long day. And then, you know me, I just fall apart. I started getting swollen glands. And then, like, in the afternoon, I said, you know what, after all these meetings with these movie guys, what I'll do is I'll take a nap. Because I figure if I take a nap, I'll be fine for the night.
Right.
So it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We had to be at the MTV Awards around 5. So I figured, hey, that'll be plenty of time to get some sleep. So I lay down, I start masturbating. You know, I go into my whole routine. And I'd even saved myself because I was going to masturbate the night before, and I didn't on purpose so that I knew that my afternoon masturbation would really knock me out. I mean, I got it all worked out.
What logic?
But obviously, I was so upset about having to fly and everything, I masturbated, and then I just sat there with my eyes open the whole time. I couldn't
Thinking
sleep.
about that could be the last time.
Yeah, and I love it so much. And then, you know what went through my mind? I said, listen, you got such a pathetic life anyway. You're sitting you're 38 years old, you still masturbate. You know? You could probably get a lot of these Hollywood girls that are out here because you got a radio show, but you're so damn moral, you won't even cheat. I said, you got such a pathetic life. What do you care if you die?
Well, you certainly complained like a man who wanted to live.
I know, isn't that funny? like there was something to live for.
That's right.
You know, like laying in a pine box would probably be a positive alternative to what I'm doing.
It was so funny because Fred took your watch early in the afternoon when you were rehearsing it.
You know what I did during rehearsal? I gave Fred my watch. I said, "Here, Fred, here's a gift in case I drop dead.
He
you
said,
can have
"You
my
know
watch."
what? I'm not even going to have the catch fixed. It's broken."
Yeah.
He says, "If something happens to Howard, I won't even have the catch fixed."
Fred, did you say that?
Yes, I did.
Come here. Is that right? You would have left the watch in its original form?
As intact, as it was.
Thank you. Very, very sweet. Fred was trying to be supportive.
I did my best.
Jackie, of course, was giggling the whole time.
Yeah, you did that. That's it.
Nah. Anyway, we should take some more phone calls. And I got to tell you what's going on in Philadelphia with this WMMR.
Oh, yeah. I want to hear about the zookeeper's new role.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Wait till I read this to you. We'll be back right after these words. Don't miss Stuttering John in the K-Rock van at the New Jersey Public Auto Auction on Saturday, September 12th from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Meet Stuttering John. That's a real thrill, I got to tell you. Okay, here's something real cool we can do. I told them in Dallas when we signed on, they were getting tons of hate phone calls. I said, well, get me the phone numbers of these people. We'll call them back. So you want to call them?
Sure, why not? You know how we love to talk to people who hate us.
Okay.
When entering a new market.
All right, so let's call a few people.
You think they'll talk to us?
Well, they did say that they would.
I remember when we went into Washington and we had that family.
That hated us?
Yeah.
Well,
and the woman called up right away. She was into that whole new age music and all that stuff that the station used to play.
Right.
And we made her promise to listen for 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, she hated us even more.
Yeah. The whole family.
Great.
I thought it'd be a good idea to let him, listen for 2 weeks, but evidently it didn't help. We're calling Angela. She hates us.
Okay.
Then we'll call Darren. He hates us, thinks that when I talked about masturbating to 90210 that I was way
over the line.
Way out of control.
I see.
I agree with him. I'm embarrassed about it myself. I have to apologize for that. That's not an easy thing to admit to. Well, Angela is not answering her phone. Should we try Darren? We'll try Darren.
Okay.
I'll keep trying till I hit somebody, all right?
We don't have anyone calling in Dallas right now who hates it.
Oh, we might. I mean, I just thought it's kind of funny to call the people who complain at the station. Coming up also, I have Geraldo coming in. Yeah, is Darren there?
No, there's no one in yet, sir.
All right, tell him Howard Stern called him. I'm on the radio. I was calling him to respond to his thing, and he can call me here in the city, all right?
Howard Stern, does he know your number?
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
He gave his work number. People who call stations to complain are a special breed, aren't they? All right, want to talk to Angela? She was a faithful station listener for years, but now she will never listen to the station again.
Who was the first person we called? All these A's.
Oh, there's another Angela, but it's a different Angela. A lot of Angelas don't like the show for some reason. That's a very interesting phenomenon. There's a lot of numbers to dial here, Robin. There's a whole other part of the world.
Texas is a long way from here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here's a guy who likes the show. I don't want to call him.
How'd he get in there?
Here's another guy who loves the show.
Everybody's giving you work numbers.
She wasn't there. Well, they all gave their work numbers. How can I call them in the morning if they're not there? Well, isn't that stupid? Isn't that stupid? That station in Dallas, I question the brain power working there. I tell you.
I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for this.
All right, so here's what's going on in Philadelphia. The stupid zookeeper whose life we've destroyed, basically. We destroyed his radio show, his stupid zoo show. The Big Shot. So not only did we take away his ratings, Robin, not only did we have a funeral for him, not only did he lose his wife as I predicted, listen, I predicted the guy would lose his wife, as I predict that guy in Cleveland will lose his Playboy wife.
Okay.
All right?
So far, everything you have said has come to pass.
The guy in Cleveland's a real goofy guy. You should hear this. Did you hear about this?
What?
The guy in Cleveland is so goofy. That guy Lanigan, the zookeeper there. I mean, he's not a zookeeper, but he might as well be one. He got so crazy when I pointed out how ugly he was. He started calling the radio station we work for and saying he was going to get the FBI on the owner of the station. He threatened the guy. He says he's going to get the FBI.
Who is he, the president?
Yeah, he says he's going to get the FBI to investigate the station.
He can command the FBI to do something?
Well, he's a very powerful individual. Can you believe that?
Is that true?
J. Edgar Lanigan. What a jerk. You just shut up, boy. You're losing your ratings.
I'm going to get the FBI.
Mark and Brian are going to lose their ratings. You're going to lose your ratings. The guy in Dallas is going to lose his ratings. Howard's here. The guy you've been stealing from your entire career. I'm here now. You can't steal from me anymore. That's why I'm doing this, you idiot. Call out the FBI. You can get the CIA. Can you imagine what a jerk this guy is? He says, if you guys don't stop, I'm calling the FBI. Yeah, okay, and what are you going to do? I'm going to investigate you guys. So go ahead and investigate.
Have a ball. Have a party.
Yeah, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Can you imagine, though? Can you imagine?
He just thinks you just call them and give them names, and they just start investigating.
The owner of the station said, what are you, insane?
It's a grown-up version of I'm going to tell my mommy.
Right. I'm going to call the FBI if Howard Stern continues to mention my wife on the air.
I'm fair game. Isn't that something?
Yeah, I'm fair game, but my wife? Tough.
Who said there were rules?
Live with it. There's no rules where I'm concerned. Hey, I read in the newspaper you're married to an ex-Playboy bunny. I just took a look at your face and I said, that's not a face that gets a Playboy bunny. With that eye. What's going on with that eye?
Well, I don't know. We're tracking it to see where it is.
It turns completely in. Something going on.
It has a mind of its own.
Yeah. Isn't your eye supposed to cooperate with your brain?
The two eyes are supposed to work together, I thought,
Yeah.
at least.
You know, like frogs can control one eye at the time. He's a frog. And I'm calling the FBI, by the way, to investigate what's going on his sidekick's cheek.
Yeah, he must have been up to some shenanigans.
Like, why does he have to cover it up with a bad beard? All right, so anyway, talking about the zookeeper in Philadelphia now. Gail Schister writes in the Philadelphia Inquirer, that's got to be a major embarrassment to, have this printed.
Yes, the big daily newspaper.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. Who's Captain at WMMR-FM? And they call him Captain because he always wears a sailor's hat.
Right.
You know. In a shocker, the rock station will nuke its morning show starring John DeBella and replace it with a sports rock show to be co-hosted by Howard Eskin, whoever that is. Howard Eskin's like a local sports guy.
Right.
Who looks about as hip as, as Sebastian Cabot. DeBella, a 10-year MMR veteran. Can you imagine? Now it's not even his zoo anymore. DeBella, a 10-year MMR veteran whose ratings have been slipping, says odds are 90% that he'll re-sign with the station. Once he does, he and Eskin, who now does daily 3-minute sports commentaries on DeBella's show, will not be equals. I am the captain of the team. Howard is a player. He's part of the team. This is not the new John and Howard show. It's still my show. I'm the main host. I'm still the executive producer. I will plot the course on a daily basis as I always have.
He's the executive producer.
Yeah, he's screaming to the lady in the newspaper how he's still the main guy. And it sounds to me like they're backing him out of it.
He's the executive producer of that mess.
Yeah, executive producer.
I love that title.
Yeah. Gee, I guess I'm executive producer.
Executive producer of a radio show.
Yeah. And he's the only guy on the show, except for the other guy.
I'm still the executive producer.
It sounds to me like the captain is screaming as the ship is sinking.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Hey.
DeBella's sidekicks Grover Silcox and Pat Godwin will be part of the new mix. Between the music, 8 to 10 songs an hour, that's not going to change, DeBella says. Neither will the verbal free-for-all atmosphere, which will expand to include Eskin. Howard is a talented, intelligent guy, DeBella says. I wouldn't want to talk music with him, though. He's a sports guy. And then they interviewed this Howard guy. He says, hey, wait a second. I'm as much a music guy as he is. I went to the Bruce Springsteen concert. Oh, boy, he sounds like he's really with it.
Oh, this will be good. This will be a good pairing.
Yeah. Howard says, I'm a fan of Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel, and Fleetwood Mac. Ooh. Right in there with contemporary standards.
Anybody who's made a record today?
Yeah. He even adds he went to the boss's recent show at the Spectrum. Ooh, he's cool. Sounds like a real withered guy. So evidently they brought in a sports guy to co-host the show with him, and now we're not even sure whose show it is.
That's great.
It's almost like me doing a show with Tom Chiasano, our general manager. That's how hip this guy is.
You know what is funny? That they're doing everything to make him quit, and he won't quit.
I know. He won't leave because he has nowhere to go because we ruined his career. And he deserved it. That's going to be a great show. I predict they'll hit an all-time low with about a 2.
This will be the death knell.
Yeah. The zookeeper, he's going to hang himself. Zookeeper. You really thought you were going to do it, didn't you? You really thought you were going to beat us, you idiot. You imbecile. Didn't I tell you to get out of town, you dope? And you laughed. And same thing with the douche from Cleveland. You keep your mouth shut, boy. You're my bitch. You do as I say. You can call the FBI, you can call the CIA, you can call the friggin' FCC. You can do whatever you have to do, but you're my bitch now. You bark when I tell you to bark. You're a dog boy. That's all you are to me. And you'll obey. Because I'll talk about anything I want to. And you don't lift your leg to pee until I say it's okay. You understand me, boy? You get out of Cleveland now. Before I take you down to a 3 rating. You dumbox. And you just shut your mouth about me, boy. Because if you don't shut your mouth, I'm going to find out more stuff about you and your stupid lazy eye. And your dumb partner. You two on-air idiots. Suddenly came up with an act a year ago. Sick he is. The whole bunch of you. All you zookeepers. Hi, Cleveland. You're on the air. Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, man.
I got what's up on Lanigan's eye.
Yeah, what is that?
What is that? That's a glass eye.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a glass eye. He had to have his eye surgically removed because he found out you came in here and he couldn't stop crying.
Oh.
Oh, really? That makes sense. I mean, he was crying so much, they said, well, we'll put a glass one in there. That way you won't embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Look at that guy's all proud of himself.
Had us going for a minute.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. That's an interesting Cleveland accent, huh? You're on the air in Dallas. Oh, I got a break? Okay, let me just take this call from Dallas. I'll take a break. Dallas, you're on the air.
Yeah, Howard, this is Mark in Dallas. I just wanted to call and tell you that...
Lower your radio, Mark.
Okay.
Mark in Dallas, that's a new morning team out there.
How's it going?
What can we do for you, sir?
I was just calling to give you our support, tell you that we love you out here.
Oh, good. That's great. We're looking to, do well in Dallas. Make us number one. We'll fly out there. We're going to have the big parade. We're going to go the whole Kennedy route.
Okay.
With the top down on the limo and everything.
Sounds great.
Although Robin says she won't get in if the top's down. And we will have that picnic on the grassy knoll for the listeners. It's going to be very wild when that all happens. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, very good. There's Dallas, Robin. I got to take a break, and then we'll be back right after these words.
The classic rock station is 92.3 K-Rock.
1-800-835-HAIR. 1-800-835-HAIR. This is the place to call. Men's Hair Now. We could even pick out the guys who had the Men's Hair Now process.
I know. We picked out guys who had their own hair.
Yeah. Hey, before I get Geraldo in here.
He's here already?
Yeah, but before I get him in here, I just, the endless faxes that are coming in concerning the MTV Awards, they're really funny. I should read a few, huh?
If you must.
The MTV Awards was your finest hour. That Fartman costume was so cool, worth every penny. I couldn't believe it when Luke Perry and Metallica kissed your ass. Something that everyone... Blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, this guy says, my goal is to meet that Tori Spelling. like
it isn't every guy's.
Tori Spelling. We interviewed her. That's Aaron Spelling's daughter. Worth about $15 billion. Lives in a mansion, can bring guys home, and she's got a hot little body on her. And she was cute, wasn't she?
She's very cute.
Cute personality.
Now, I've read in the tabloids that face is due to plastic surgery, but...
Yeah, but big deal.
Still cute.
Hey, I don't care. Is that right? What'd you have done?
They said she had chin, cheeks, nose.
Yeah, but it looks good.
They did a fine job.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. What's the big deal? Do I care how a woman attains her attractive qualities?
It doesn't have to be natural beauty for you.
No. It really doesn't. I really don't care. I prefer
unnatural beauty.
Unnatural beauty, that's right. I know, because she told me secretly that she needs a vice just to smile. They have to take a... But anyway, I got to tell you, I went home that night after the broadcast, and in order to settle myself in and get to sleep, Robin,
yeah,
I ordered some food to the room, and after that I started thinking about Tori, and I again tried to pleasure myself, but I couldn't even get anything going. I was tapped out. I mean, can you imagine? I went to bed. I just said, this is ridiculous. I'm 38 years old. What am I doing? She was pretty nice to me. I mean, she let me rub her leg and everything.
She was pretty giving.
Yeah, I thought so. And here's another one. Before the MTV Awards started, you and Robin were being interviewed by
This is not true, by the way.
by rat boy John Norris.
He's not a rat boy.
Yeah, I didn't think. Well, obviously, this guy doesn't like him. And I noticed I could see Robin's nipples.
No way.
Not just her nip sticking out. It was like she was wearing a see-through top.
Yeah,
I could see the whole thing. If you could get the interview from MTV, put it on your new video. I figure it'll be the closest thing to nudity that Robin will ever get. And this guy compliments you. He says he gave him a Woody.
Oh, well.
Isn't that nice?
That's a compliment.
Yep.
I guess.
All right, you want to get Geraldo in here? He's all revved up about that. He got his ass kicked, or he kicked somebody's ass out. In,
Right, he was vindicated. He was cleared by the cops. They didn't charge him with anything.
Yeah, don't mess with Geraldo. He's crazy. We've experienced that. We saw him box Frank Stallone. He's nuts.
Absolutely, because quite frankly, he shouldn't be getting into fights anyway.
He went to a Ku Klux Klan rally. Right, Geraldo? You went to a Ku Klux Klan rally. Here he is, the very macho
Good morning.
Geraldo Rivera.
Very proud of himself, Geraldo.
You know, Geraldo, you're insane. You got everything going for you.
I know, it
You're a
is
nice-looking guy.
49 years old.
Hey, look, he grew his hair longer.
Yeah.
Prosperous and independent.
Put that microphone up to yourself, dude.
And I get in a rumble with a Nazi.
So what happened? You were taping
So
something?
how you doing?
Really good. Hey, by the way, congratulations on your wife's pregnancy.
Thank you. 6 weeks and counting.
Oh, 6 weeks. Geraldo was trying a real long time. Of course, Geraldo, not to brag, I got my wife pregnant. She is in her 5th month.
That's right.
And
maybe our daughters will be raised together. God, didn't that be awful?
Are you having a daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, me too. This is number 3.
I know.
3 girls.
Well, Geraldo had a son.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Well, all right. You got me beat there, pal.
I like what you said last week about continuing the Stern name.
Yeah, I don't see any reason. Yeah, I just say, I thought about it for a long time. I said, well, because, everybody starts in on me about having a boy and how I said, I just don't see me continuing the Stern name. I mean, I don't think that that's real important. I know the whole family was sort of banking on me. I was the last Stern left.
Right, the only male.
Yeah, and I was just like,
I got news for you. You're not the last Stern left.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of Sterns
Lots
in the
of
world.
Sterns, lots of
And the point is that, what is it, like my dad is royalty or something?
That's right, you got to carry on that line.
My father's best year, he made 20 grand. It's not like there's anybody sitting, the Stern line must continue.
Got to keep those genes in the pool.
Yeah, I know, because my father's I know my father's secretly upset that the Stern name is now, canceled out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, get a grip on
Is this going
it.
to be your last child?
Yeah, that's my last child. My wife and I both agree that this is it.
We may have one more. Hopefully the next one will be easier.
Yeah, well, Geraldo went through hell, man. You spent a
Yeah.
long time trying to get your wife pregnant.
Yeah, I think she went through hell. I mean, my job was fairly easy. I mean, but after really all those operations and things like that, it was
You
really
went through operations and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very
Me, I just put my wife up on all fours.
That's it.
There's no problem. No operations, nothing. And my wife gets mad at me if I don't do it to her in the first month and get her pregnant. It took like 3 months.
didn't like to
and stuff.
wait.
Yeah, she didn't like. Like it was like, what's wrong with you? And then she would say, maybe you should go to a doctor. I said, wait a second. Give me a break here. I'm working long hours.
And you're going steady with your right hand, I hear, also.
No, during the time that I got her pregnant, I purposely did not masturbate. And Robin can back me up on it.
How can she back you?
Well, I'm telling you, it's
Yeah,
the
he
truth.
was miserable, I could tell.
I'm telling you, it's the
She
truth.
did fingerprints every morning.
Because I was trying to, my wife was trying for a boy. But I'm telling you, I don't care. As long as it's a healthy baby, I really don't give a damn. And I'm not the most macho guy. I can see Geraldo, with his boxing
Yeah,
and everything.
he
wants
needs
a son.
to show all that stuff, too.
Right. He needs all that crap. I don't need a son. I'm good with girls.
Good.
What do you name your daughter?
Gentle.
What do you name your daughter?
This week it's Isabella.
Isabella?
Isabella, that's right.
Are you high?
Isabella Rivera?
Isabella Rivera? Conchita Alonso? How about Geraldine? Geraldine, like Geraldine, and it'll be Jerry and Geraldo. Oh, Geraldine. Geraldine, what about that?
Heraldita.
I mean, after all, you've achieved many things in your life. Why not have
This
your
is
namesake,
true.
Geraldine?
I wouldn't burden a child.
Don't you think that's a nice name, Geraldine?
No.
Actually, Mickey Rooney once told me that his biggest regret was naming his son, his first son, after him.
Yeah.
Mickey Rooney Jr., because he had to carry all the baggage, and by that time Mickey's life, as you know, had
it was a lot of baggage.
Taking a weird turn. Huh?
That's right. That's right.
Look how
It
serious
wasn't
Geraldo
carry
is.
on anymore.
After Geraldo's in a big thing, like, fighting with Nazis and
Yes.
stuff, he gets real serious. He's real serious.
Give me 5 minutes in this
Look at him.
environment.
Yeah, you'll
We'll
loosen up.
loosen you up.
Oh, man.
I'll lose all my credibility.
You don't masturbate?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, you do?
I didn't say that. No, when you are a faithful husband, as we are,
You
and
have to.
You're on the road for a while.
Because aren't
there's
there-
a biological imperative at some point?
And aren't there days that you meet lots of foxy women who come up to you and they're so beautiful and stuff, and you want to be faithful to your wife, so what you do is you take
And they
care
rub
of
you
yourself.
on the leg like Tori Spelling, is that her name?
Yeah, Tori Spelling. Boy, is that a catch or what? Can you imagine? Nice body.
She's on Beverly Hills.
90210. Her father's Aaron Spelling.
Yeah.
What's he worth, Geraldo?
Oh, God. He
300
just
million?
built this mountaintop
He built
castle.
Xanadu.
Yeah, really.
And her dad lets her take guys home, and she can have sex right in her beautiful mansion.
How old is she?
She's about 20.
Whoa,
Right?
jeez.
She's so young and tight.
How do you know? She's young, maybe. How do you know?
I mean, she has a tight body. I didn't mean it.
We're not talking about the same type,
I told you,
obviously.
really.
Yeah, Geraldo.
I told you it'd take me 5 minutes to totally lose my
How do you know she's tight? Believe me, she's tight if she's 20.
Oh, man.
Trust me. How worn out could she be?
My
well,
stage
how many
manager,
boys has she had come over and sleep?
That's right.
My stage manager, Mike Jacobs, can't get a date. You know, it's just one of the continuing gags on our show, how he just can't get a date. So we joke about how he's going steady with his right hand and how his hand fell asleep on him the other day.
I bet you don't bang your wife while she's pregnant.
I think that's one area I think we should
not discuss.
Yeah, it's
really.
Tacky, you know,
I'll discuss it then. You
can discuss it after I leave.
I'll tell you one thing. I
usually do.
My wife's in her 5th month. I won't go near her.
Oh, you're lying.
I had sex with her a couple of weeks ago, and that was it.
I think pregnant women are very sexy.
Really?
Very sexy.
Why?
Well, the boobs, first of all.
Oh yeah, the boobs are good. That is true.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
My wife has very big breasts, but she got that
bonanza.
gut. She got that gut.
That's a baby. That's not a gut.
And then she gets wide.
Baby. That's right.
To me, that's a gut. I don't care what's causing it.
Now, Cece's not wide at all. She's just sticking out in front.
Is that right? I have to take a look at that Cece up close.
Oh, yeah.
See what's going on
That's a good
there.
way to get beat up, too.
Yeah, Geraldo will then be fighting with you.
I'll seduce Cece. And Geraldo's marriage. I'll be in the Inquirer.
That's right.
Stern comes in and seduces Cece.
Stern scores, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look at Geraldo
Your
now.
dreams.
Geraldo's now faithful.
Yeah.
Of course, after his book caused all that furor.
It's about time, don't you think?
Hey, did you hear? You know, you talked about Bette Midler in your book and how you banged her and stuff.
They don't talk about that anymore. He and Bette came to an agreement.
Oh, that's right. But meanwhile, did you hear what James Caan said about Bette Midler?
I did.
That was pretty good. That she's stupid. Is she stupid?
I think that was sad, though.
Why don't you name the baby Bette?
I felt sorry for Jimmy Caan saying that.
Oh, yeah?
Name the baby
Why don't you name her Bette? After Bette Midler. Why not?
Actually, James Caan did pretty good in Honeymoon in Vegas. I never thought he'd pick it up again after that, the Bette Midler movie.
That's right, but he did.
He did good.
All right, now, let's get down to it. This is why Geraldo's here.
This is why I'm here.
Geraldo is here because he got into a fight with these Nazis.
No, I'm here because I covered an extraordinary convention of hate mongers in the heartland.
Well, that's what I just
said.
said.
Broke out.
Right.
But that wasn't the...
Okay, all right.
Oh,
Semantics.
we're not going to see any of your fight?
Oh, no.
Yeah, believe me.
Yeah.
You're going to see it over and over again ad nauseum.
I tell you, I really thought nostalgically about Frank Stallone.
Yeah.
I wish I had him there with me.
Yeah, you could have used him.
I could have used him.
So anyway, Geraldo goes down. Where was this?
Janesville, Wisconsin, a town of about 50,000 north of Rockford, Illinois.
So, of course, Geraldo goes down to cover this. Of course, I don't know why Geraldo covers this himself. He can't send people out to do it. I don't even understand his schedule. Don't you tape a daily TV show?
I do, but generally speaking, I don't tape on Mondays.
And then on Monday, you flew down to the Nazi rally so you could hang
It
there?
was actually Sunday. The rally was Sunday. I flew in on
Yeah, even
Saturday
Nazis
night.
have to
flew
work, I
Chicago.
suppose.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a guy who, works his ass off.
There's Geraldo.
That's me.
Always working.
Anyway,
That was
so...
Howard, that wasn't me.
That was Geraldo. Anyway, Geraldo. I can't believe you. I can't believe you go on a Sunday to a Nazi rally.
Really? In
Man, I think
Wisconsin?
that's kind of intense. That's kind of a
Yeah,
workaholic.
what do you expect to happen?
Yeah. I think anything to get away from his pregnant wife.
Yeah.
Talk about a guy who wants to get out of the house.
I'm going to see a Nazi rally.
Yeah, I'm sick of you. All right.
Ball game. I gotta go to a theater, concert, and I'm gonna go visit the Nazis.
Well, Geraldo was brought tape of this.
Janesville, Wisconsin.
He brought tape of the event, so
Okay, we
let me
can watch.
Let me come back and explain everything that's going on.
I don't want him to get mad at you.
Geraldo is here, leads a very colorful life. He has the regular Geraldo show, which is sort of the Donahue format. Am I correct?
Yes, it is.
And then you have your regular other show, which is...
No, canceled.
No More Now It Can Be Told?
No, specials now, every quarter.
What happened? It was a good show.
It was a good show, but we were working too hard, not making any money, and very tough with station clearances. And it just didn't. It was too labor intensive, and we were running on. It was like a hamster on one of those wheels, and it was just too crazy.
Yeah, I was wondering how he was doing those two shows.
Too nuts. So now we have a special every quarter. The first one's in January.
So now you're concentrating on your regular daily show, which is probably making it a better show, because before, wouldn't there be a problem like here you got into a fight with Nazis that we're going to play the tape right now, you wouldn't know what show to put it on. You'd say, well, maybe I should put it on Now It Can Be Told.
I would have put it on Now It Can Be Told, although it should have been on the talk show, because the talk show has the tradition of covering the hate mongers.
Exactly.
Right.
I like when Geraldo gets real serious. The hate monger.
With his, yes.
He's a hate monger.
But I really think that this is, these are more than fringe lunatics. These are very evil, and I think...
But you also think we have a real problem with devil worship.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, let me tell you about Geraldo. Geraldo's no dope. I'm
Maybe
going to tell
not
you
in
something.
Manhattan.
Let me tell you something.
But I got news for you.
I don't
Go
call
out
them
to your listeners in Dallas.
I don't call them hate mongers. I call them ratings mongers. Let's be honest.
That's true.
Geraldo knows what he's doing when he goes down to be with the Nazis.
No.
You know what the ratings are on Nazis? I mean, you get those
He
Ku Klux...
swears to me this is a cause.
Oh, please, cause. Getting his wife pregnant was a cause.
Oh, I see.
This is nothing. This is called ratings.
Okay.
We get the Ku Klux Klan guys on here regularly.
Sure.
You've got one of them on retainer, Danny.
As a matter of fact, on the new videotape we have coming out this Christmas, we play Guess Who's the Jew. Kurt Waldheim.
Guess Who's the Jew.
Kurt Waldheim Jr. plays Daniel Carver. It's going to be the most outrageous videotape ever. I'm telling you, you get a Nazi on, people glue the TV to the channel. They don't even, they just stay right on it.
You have to watch the Nazi.
I want to know,
I
how
have to
how
tell
you
you something.
prove who the Jew is. I mean, what do you do?
Oh, we'll know who the Jew is, believe me. As a matter of fact, Kurt Waldheim Jr. is here right now in the room. Kurt, give Geraldo a test. See if he can pass the... play Guess Who's the Jew with Geraldo, Kurt.
Give him a choice, as it were.
Yeah, you go ahead. Now, Geraldo is half Jewish, like myself.
I was going to say, isn't this the first time Kurt has played with someone of the Jewish persuasion?
Yeah, Kurt, you've never played Guess Who's the Jew with someone.
Well, I will only play with the Spanish persuasion.
I see. Now, who's worse, Jews or Spanish?
I believe that the Jews are worse.
Than Spanish.
Always taking advantage of the poor spick.
Well, you are obviously one of the hate mongerers that Geraldo
Thank
called
you.
it.
I take that as a compliment.
All right, now play Guess Who's the Jew with Geraldo. Let's see how he does. Now, what is he playing for? Gary, got a prize for Geraldo if he wins?
A yarmulke. Get me a yarmulke.
How about an Iowa Walkman?
All right. Geraldo is playing for the
For a
Iowa Walkman. Would you
Iowa Walkman?
Yeah, you know Iowa? Not Iowa, Iowa.
Iowa.
A-I-W-A.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Iowa Walkman.
That's one of those products that are made
It's
with
an excellent
slave
product.
labor. Yeah, excellent. I mean,
No, it really is an excellent product. It's Iowa. Geraldo, you ready to play?
Good.
Kurt, where's your music?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
All right, before we listen to Geraldo's tape.
That's right. Let's get serious.
Yeah. Let's see how he does. Here he comes, Kurt Waldheim Jr. And guess who's the Jew?
No problem. Geraldo,
Yes, Kurt.
here are your choices. Number 1, the star of Marcus Welby, M.D., Robert Young, known alcoholic.
Known alcoholic.
All right, go ahead, Robert
Number
Young.
2, the dead guy from Mary Tyler Moore, Ted Konopka, a Polak.
Yes.
Actually, Ted Knight is his name.
All right,
and number
Ted Knight.
3,
Yes.
Ed Asner, star of Lou Grant,
All right,
the
let me-
rabble-rouser who got fired from CBS.
All right, let's
Which
take
is
a...
owned by Jews, by the way.
CBS is owned by Jews?
Correct.
All right, now let us go through the 3 names again so Geraldo has a clear-cut chance. Number 1, I heard the name...
Robert Young.
Robert Young, known as Marcus
Correct.
Welby, M.D.,
Right,
and Father
got
Knows
that, I've
Best.
got that.
And the alcoholic.
And the alcohol.
That's
Number
right.
2, Ted Knight, a.k.a. Ted Konopka, if that's a clue for you, a Polak.
Mhm, And there
Mary
were
Tyler
Polish
Moore.
Jews, many Polish Jews who came to
Yes,
this
they were.
country.
They tried to squeeze away from us, but
You caught them.
Yeah, that's right. Some of them got away from you, didn't they? Yes.
right.
And what about Ed Asner?
And before you answer, Geraldo, if you'd like to kill a chicken for good luck you may.
All right.
All right. And Ed Asner was the
Ed
other
Asner
name
was
mentioned?
number 3. That's correct.
Interesting
All
about
right, those are your 3 choices.
All right, Geraldo, let's play Guess Who's
How
the
much
Jew.
time do I have to?
You have 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Go ahead.
Is there like a clock that ticks?
There's music that will tick along.
Music,
Hold on,
all
we'll
right.
give you the music. There you go.
Oh, God.
Guess Who's the Jew music.
Once saw Robert Young in a
Isn't it fun to
bathing
play?
suit. He seemed not to be circumcised.
It's fun to play.
Asner, no, he's too obvious. The post. I'd go with Robert Young.
All right, Robert Young is your
Robert
answer?
Young is my
All right.
answer.
That is, what is that, Kurt? Is that right or wrong?
I cannot believe it. Actually, the Spanish side was speaking more strongly for Geraldo today because it was Ed Asner.
Ed Asner, that's what I thought.
I thought it was too easy because
Boy.
I thought it was obviously.
I
As
didn't
did
want to go
I.
with the obvious, though.
Well, I'm glad Geraldo played. Unfortunately, you don't get the Iowa Walkman.
All right, I don't use a Walkman.
But let's face it, with the kind of dough you got, I think that you could certainly afford your own Walkman.
I have one of the boom boxes, you know.
I see. You carry that around.
He
All right.
runs with
That's
it.
how I build up my.
Well, Kurt Waldheim, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right,
sir.
tough hubcaps, Geraldo.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
I'll see you after the show.
All right. Yeah, Geraldo wants to fight you.
He wants
So
to
long,
break
Kurt.
your nose.
My pleasure.
All right. Kurt, you're welcome to stay if you want.
We'll fit in.
All right. All right. Anyway, now here's an interesting point that I always make on the air.
Yes.
Here you went down to this Klan rally. I said if the Ku Klux Klan had been smart,
Right.
their big opportunity was during the Los Angeles riots. There you had a lot of black guys and Mexicans who they hate running around in the streets. If they really were sincere about their efforts, why didn't they go down there and
confront the rioters, you mean?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I'm not
they're
that
cowards,
I'm
though,
not
that's
saying
why.
that. I see.
They
Are
only
you
fight
calling
10
them
against 1.
You're calling them pussies.
Oh, absolutely.
You are.
I call them.
Let me hear you say pussies.
They're pussy, backstabbing, yellow belly.
Really? You're a very brave man to say that.
Crawling snake.
Really?
Pieces of
Doo-doo.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Geraldo taking on all of the evil forces.
Nazis.
Yeah, all Nazis.
And they have smelly breath.
But you got to admit,
Don't
you kind of like them because you do get big ratings off of them.
I don't like them at all. I think that they're really a menace.
Then why do you keep having them on your show?
He has to expose them.
Listen, you can't ignore it. Look what's happening in Germany. Seriously, 40,000 neo-Nazis
The Germans have a problem,
rampaging
that's
through
true.
the eastern part of that country, going after every non-Aryan and non-German they can find.
Well, Geraldo talks a good game. He's safe in our studio. But anyway.
He hasn't gone over to Germany because
Right.
they'll drag him out of a hotel.
Yeah. Now, Geraldo, what I'm going to do is take a little break, and then we will watch your tape. Now, you're going to say this is going to blow our minds because this is the actual tape of you confronting Nazis.
Actual tape of the brawl.
And if we want to see this, we can watch your TV
On Monday.
show on Monday. Now,
Right.
you're on different times in all these various
That's right.
markets.
You
That's
have to
right.
look for
But I'm on in every one of your markets.
So you're saying in every market?
Every market.
On Monday?
On Monday,
If you
which
wanna
is
see-
our premiere show of the season.
Is it in color?
Yeah.
All right, good. Oh, you got to promote living color. Give me a little teaser, Gary. Give me the first part of this interview.
All right, here
we go.
here
Hold
we
on.
go.
Now get the
That's
microphone up.
No, it's hooked in through Fred's mic.
Oh, it is. Okay, good.
Here we go.
Sounds excellent.
That's not working well.
Wait, don't do it this way. Go back. Go back. Do it through this microphone.
This is on the street in Janesville.
Right, hold
my
on.
first encounter with.
All right, this is Geraldo confronting the Nazis.
It's the Nazis, the skinheads, and the KKK.
All right, go ahead. Gary, can you get the volume up? What's the matter with you? Are you sick?
Nothing happened.
You got to back that up again.
You got to back it up.
You got to.
All right, now you get
That's
it.
the poster girl of the Nazis, right?
See, Geraldo insisted that I watch this. I would have put this right through the audio board. I would have taken the audio feed, but Geraldo wants me watching.
You got to see it. I mean, the sound is good, but the picture's better.
All right.
All right. Here.
All right, it's coming up, boss. Sorry.
All right.
Coming up.
Now, here's a woman yelling at Geraldo.
You're very lovely. Facts about the man whose hatred of me and my roots drove.
You're missing all the good stuff.
What are you doing, Gary?
Well, there's two speakers here. Who knows only one?
Geraldo, let me play the audio through the tape.
Play the audio.
Let me play the
Right
audio.
over there, then.
All right. Let me listen to it.
We're trying to let Gary run it. We'll never get it.
We'll never hear this, Geraldo, if you let Gary do it.
You know what? Gary's not a
pilot.
What is it?
Every time Geraldo comes in here,
Yeah.
he thinks I'm a jerk. And I went
Well, he's
to
right.
Scott set this up. Geraldo, I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, sure.
He always makes fun of me.
Yeah.
All right, wait. Let me hear this. Something wrong with you. You know, when your teeth are that big, I think it takes away from your brain power.
Just play the tape.
Baba Booey. Right, Geraldo, you've investigated a lot of stories. You investigated Wilbur
He did a piece on me, remember?
on teeth.
On my teeth. Don't you
Really?
remember?
Is that right, Geraldo?
Yeah, we ran it last week.
Is that right?
Yeah, he did a piece about that sick licking sound you hear.
Oh, when you do
With
that
my
noise.
gums.
I see.
Oh.
It was an investigative piece.
Oh, God.
I see.
How organic.
You're very lovely.
Wow. Now that's just the first
That's
part.
as I'm walking the line. There's 100 of them lined up across the street.
And they come
KKK.
right up to you and they start screaming Jew.
Well, I was Jew and Spick, yeah.
Jew and Spick.
Yeah, I
They
gave
didn't
them,
know what to call you.
I gave him plenty of ammo. Really.
You know, in the KKK world, that's like the lowest you can go. Jew and
a
Spick.
mixture, a mongrel,
That is-
if you will.
Because we've interviewed lots of KKK guys, and they say the lowest, lower than black, is the Jew.
Mm-hmm.
And then come Spicks and blacks.
Oh, really?
So you are about as low as they can go.
I guess so.
You are the worst.
You can tell the quality of a man by his enemies.
All right, now
as
let me
well as
just
by his friends.
let me play a few commercials, and we'll listen to the rest of this startling tape.
Why was he walking? You know, if you're going to cover something, Geraldo,
Yeah.
don't you stand back from it a little bit?
What do you think? Geraldo's an idiot? He knew how to get the ratings. Yeah, come on, in a way, you were happy to get in the fight.
I was not.
Really?
Because there would have been violence if I didn't get in the fight.
Yeah.
Because you had the Klan demonstrators, about 200 of them, the KKK, the skinheads, the Nazis. They said they were going to burn a cross later this evening.
Right.
You had an equal number of anti-Klan demonstrators who vowed the cross would not burn. So it was setting up for a huge violent confrontation.
Geraldo, let me ask you
that
a question. How old are you?
49.
49 years. What are you doing? What the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Kurt Waldheim, is Geraldo in the genetic cellar?
He's a scrappy little bullfighter, don't you think?
All right, let me take a break. What the hell is Geraldo doing? You know, like his wife's having a baby. Just sit home.
He's very confused.
Yeah,
It's the
right.
bullfighter in him, then the moneylender comes out. He doesn't know what to do.
All right, let's take a break, and then we'll watch the rest of Geraldo, who has lost his mind and went down there and confronted Nazis after these
you
words.
See the punch.
I'm going to watch that. Fred never has fun. Anyway, Geraldo was here. During the commercial, I looked at the fight. I'm going to play it for you now. But Geraldo just squares off on this guy's face and starts... I counted at least 3 punches right to the face. This Nazi guy.
Now, who provoked the fight?
Clearly Geraldo. No. Okay, take it easy, all right? Just trying to create a little controversy. No, the guy seems to like push you down, or he's trying to push you.
He knocked the microphone out of my hand and hit me in the chin. He really whacked me. He kicked me, too.
So, yeah, you don't see that clearly, but you see the fact that he's doing something to you. You can't see the kick, but you see that he's pushing you.
Okay.
So then Geraldo gets pissed off and just takes his fist and puts it into the guy's face about 3 times. And then, I'm just describing this ahead of time so you're aware of what's going on, and you'll see this on his show on Monday. And then Geraldo pins the guy down on the floor, but the cops come and hold back Geraldo so that the guy starts biting Geraldo.
Really?
Clawing my face, too.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, it was with 3 cops holding Geraldo down.
Typical Nazi. He fights like a sissy.
Look at Geraldo.
You can always tell the Nazi he fights like a sissy.
Geraldo.
And I don't mean to put that on any of my friends who are gay. The Nazis are the real sissies.
What, do you call gays sissies?
No.
You know, he's the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's right.
He's a little out of it.
Are they gay?
No, they're not gay. All right, anyway, as far as I know. All right, so here it is. Here's what you're going to see. I mean, on Monday, but you can hear it now.
I have no idea why he was arrested. I can't see what he did. We have no idea as yet.
Do you know you're, I'm not talking to you because you're part Jew and part Spick, and that doesn't really count. You're a piece of Your welcome's about out. You better get out of here. Or what? Or that.
Why
the
There he goes.
Ratings. I predict can I say right now? I see a 31 share if you promote this properly.
Yeah, it's possible. It's quite a brawl.
It sounds like our Channel 9 TV show. You don't know what's going on.
I was going to say, it sounds like Stallone, Geraldo, too, to
right.
me.
But I got to say, Geraldo did a lot better in this fight because, you know, my father once told me he was in an elevator in Manhattan, and these 2 guys got in a fight in front of him. One guy turned around, punched the other guy in the face. The guy who did the punching broke his hand immediately and was doubled over, and the guy who got punched in the face was knocked right out.
It's quite a brawl.
Yeah, I mean, so most fights go like one punch, and that, you know, people see the movies and they see a real brawl going on. They think it lasts a long time. So Geraldo hits the guy 3 times in the face. The guy went right down.
Well, we sort of grappled, and then he went down. He was trying to...
He must have been a little dizzy. You knocked his teeth out, right?
I pushed them back. The lower teeth.
Geraldo.
But he bit my thumb. He almost bit my thumb off.
But his teeth were loose by that time.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you get the AIDS test?
Yeah.
So the guy didn't have AIDS?
No.
Imagine you got AIDS doing that. What are you
From
doing?
a Nazi.
What's wrong with you, man?
I know.
What'd your wife say to you when you got home? Was she pissed?
I called as soon as I got to the hospital. You know, they after holding me for an hour, they took me to the hospital.
And what's this I heard you fell in love with another man in jail? Is that true?
Bruno, yeah.
Yeah. Now, someone told me when you got home, Cece, your beautiful wife, punched you in the face.
That's
because
sent him back to the hospital.
Because I knew that everyone we knew would be calling her because I knew that because all the other press was there covering this event.
Yeah, it was going to get out.
There and blown up, and I called her and told her that I wasn't hurt too bad.
I should have gone over to Jersey and consoled Cece when I saw the news. She's a fiery redhead.
That's right.
She's a natural redhead, right?
Natural, very.
Really?
Very natural.
That I'd like to see.
I don't think you ever will.
How do you know? Next time you're out of town with your Nazis.
It would be the last thing
I might go over and console her. Oh, threatening me, huh? Mr.
Well,
Macho.
remember that if something ever happens to you, Howard.
Hey, may
you're
the best
looking
man
up
win.
Geraldo.
You know it's Geraldo.
No, that's
I go over there. I say, hey, Cece, I know,
But we digress.
Geraldo's been a real jerk. And then I start cradling. She puts her head on my shoulder. I start cradling. I know Geraldo's been, like in Ghost, that guy, after Patrick Swayze's dead, he goes over and starts consoling Demi Moore. Oh, come on, I feel so bad for you. And all of a
You know
sudden,
what happened to him, though, in that movie.
Well, anyway, so if you want to see Geraldo's fight, what you just heard it's much more compelling when you see it, obviously. You get to see it all.
And now, what is he going to have on the show besides the tape?
Well,
I keep replaying that.
It's the event. I know, I don't. It's here you had. Let me just 1 minute of relative seriousness.
Oh, come on! Don't come on.
30 seconds.
Relative serious.
All right, I'm going to time you. Give him
Not
30
real
seconds
serious.
of music
Ready?
to be serious.
30
seconds.
Give me the- all right,
Wait a
I'll
second.
Let Kurt.
Because 30 seconds is fine. That's more than enough
All right,
serious.
20. I only need 20.
All right, hold on. Go ahead.
Give me 20.
Start.
This was an unprecedented gathering of hate organizations. The KKK, the skinheads, and the neo-Nazis all coming together in this small Midwestern town. There were 13 different groups from 11 states. The last time there was this kind of convention, a tremendous increase in hate crime followed. That's the fear this time. That's why it was newsworthy. That's why I went.
That had to be longer than 20 seconds.
Was not.
Hey, you know,
man.
we're helping
shorter
your...
than the Jeep commercial with the...
You know, my friend, we're helping your ratings. Don't screw up mine. If everybody comes in, a big wise guy, going to be
So
serious.
you're just going to show the whole event, is what you're saying?
Right.
The whole
That's
event,
what I
the whole
wanted
day,
to
yeah.
know.
Right. All right, so that'll be Monday on the Geraldo Show.
Yes.
All right, I want to thank
Yes.
Geraldo for coming in today.
It's my pleasure
Don't
to be
you
back.
ever think that sometimes showing these things shows people where to sign up?
No, actually, we were very careful about that. No, we screened this for the ADL, for the Simon Wiesenthal Center. For
What'd you do? Did you get your nose fixed?
Of course, he has to.
No, I didn't get it.
We could get a little nose job going there. No, seriously, did you do something
Yeah,
cosmetically? No, I'm serious. Did you?
No, I didn't do
You
it.
still boxing every day?
Every day. I'm going there right now.
Can't believe when you fought Frank Stallone. That was
Frank-
real.
That was frightening.
I can't believe I conned Geraldo into doing that.
Me either. I can't believe
I can't believe I actually conned him into doing
You
that.
know, Geraldo's not as smart as you think he is.
Geraldo's been punched one too many times in the head by KKK guys.
I tell you, Stallone and I could have taken the whole group of
I couldn't believe I conned Geraldo into
Yeah.
fighting Frank
You know, I
Stallone.
think when
fighting
that
a
one
heavyweight
guy-
with 24 fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you in the ring,
10
and I
years
got it on my
younger,
TV show.
25 pounds heavier.
When that guy hit him with the chair, I think that was the end.
That was it.
Yeah.
My IQ dropped
You
20
can get
points right there.
Geraldo to do anything now.
And Geraldo tried to get out of it, too. I wouldn't let him.
In the worst way.
But we would have ridiculed him.
I know. I was
Oh,
getting
man.
ripped. I couldn't take
It was.
the
I thought we were going to end our relationship. There was lots of fighting going on.
I know.
But it was a good fight. I mean,
It was great.
There were more punches thrown than there were on a lot of
Professional fights. That's true.
professional fights,
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Michael
Geraldo
Spinks was impressed.
is here.
I'm here, but I'm going to be there soon.
All right. So everyone tune into Geraldo Monday if you want to see the big KKK fight, Nazi fight, whatever it was.
Yeah, man.
The guy he fights with is pretty funny, too, because he got uniform. Well, that wasn't the guy you fought with, but they're all wearing, like, uniforms.
No,
and stuff.
that was the guy.
That was the same guy?
Yeah, same guy.
Oh,
John
okay.
McLaughlin.
Yeah.
He shot a black man in the back 2 years ago.
That's the guy you punched.
Yeah.
He had a really nice uniform on, though.
Very snappy.
You
very
like that snappy outfit?
I said, Geraldo, where do they get those uniforms? Those are pretty nice. Hey, did you see me on MTV Awards?
I saw your ass, yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
Oh, it was very hairy.
Hairy. That's kind. I wish it was a little hairier. Don't ever come up against Fart Man.
No, you were definitely the highlight.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty boring show, though.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, I don't want to go on and just be one of those boring presenters. So I went out there and I accomplished what I had to accomplish. Did your wife see my ass?
I'm going to be waiting outside. Puerto Ricans don't like that wife talk.
They don't, do they? You're afraid that I could seduce your wife, aren't you?
You could.
In a strange way, I
seduce
could.
my wife if I was gone 10 years.
How much money you want to pay me? How much money you want to bet I could seduce your wife?
There's an image of a film I just saw of a guy hanging, being lynched from a bridge. That's what comes to mind.
I see. Look at him. He's all possessive. Meanwhile, this is the guy who was going around screwing around with everybody. And then now he's all possessive.
He got everybody's wife.
Yeah.
But nobody could get his.
I bet her eyes were glued to my ass. That's all I can say. Anyway, so there's Geraldo with his newest venture.
My newest adventure.
Boxing Nazi. On Monday.